Another wonderful day, another fine day, and we get together and have conversations. We get together and we talk about things that are affecting our community. We get together and we talk to people. We talk with people who are actually part of the reasons why these things are happening. Um, it's going to be another fine conversation because, like I know, we bring the best to our segment. We bring the best so we can ask them questions to just have conversations about football. One of my other guests still get for show up, the other one still get for show up. But before that, we'll start with the persons away today. Boss, welcome.
Thank you. Welcome. Happy weekend.
How's it happen?
We thank God, one day at a time. How your side? What did happen for Texas?
No, the pusher man. Like you talk, we thank God for today.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my make sure see the volume they okay, and then because sometimes you start and then you go realize see the volume was catastrophic.
Okay.
Our segment. Okay, I think see the volume they okay for my side. Um, I don't send you this in inbox. True lion. I don't send you. Yeah, true lion. I don't send you link inbox. So yeah, we'll jump into the conversation direct. So many things that happen. Especially for sports media. We don't mean like 1 week or 2 week. 1 week. Cool. No, I really sit down for get conversations.
Yeah, that's
So I
true.
don't go on for other platforms. Especially for about sports talk. So for anybody to follow you or to follow any other person for the platform, I think so they be informed. For the plenty news the other day, whether na on news, whether na under 17, whether na local league, which of them don't actually catch your attention the most?
Mm, I think Onana because he be the most recent, but also the U17, and then also two Fecafoot officials recently resigned, Angua and then the other man, the cabinet guy. So I think that the three thing in that, but the U17 too, I be kind of just not be happy with the way things happen.
You think about that U17, especially because they had a wonderful preparation. They
Yeah,
were watching most of their opponents. I think officially they are same mark opponent.
that Unifac, yeah, the Unifac, they just sail through like no man's like a hot knife through butter. And then they go for the tournament proper now, and then things were the direct opposite. So I don't really know. I don't know what will happen. Cameroon will be rather unfortunate. Say out of 10 teams, Cameroon will be among the 10 teams we going to represent Africa for U17 World Cup. Cameroon being that big of a football nation at this U17 level as well. Things they may look well, but like I be talk when I was invited to talk to discuss this for Magdala a show
Mhm.
a platform. I be talk say me I always like to look at things from both the positive and the negative sides. So the negative side na say really be shameful say Cameroon of make am to the U17 World Cup, despite the fact say Cameroon get up to 10 Africa get up to 10 spots. Cameroon will fit make it through the 10 spots. But from the positive side, I be just look and see some few talents. We'll be able to spot out some few talents where if properly managed in the next 5 to 6 years, we will see them for the senior team. People like the Mimbang, the Bondoman, Tamak, and probably even the Mafani, or how they call it, I think Mafani, I don't forget the young winger, Luma or something. So yeah, so now the positive side I see and say most football success for a group of people, not just winning a trophy. Also consistency, say in the next 2 3 years, you should see those players playing at a certain level. I think to me that's another that's another part of success because we'll be see 2019 where Cameroon win the U17 African Nations Cup. Cameroonian come out best player for the African Nations Cup. They go World Cup, U17 World Cup. They be in a very tight group with Spain and Argentina, so they never fit make come to the next stage. But they win the AFCON, and then since then we don't know where any of those players did. Stephen Vo will be the best player of the competition, AFCON, and then also be captain. He be signed for Toulouse from Fovazo right after then. I think he playing on a third tier football for France. So now another thing that you feel win, but football, the players they not move, they not go up consistently. So it's just one side of the success. So like I mentioned earlier, even Cameroon no win, they will see the likes of Mimbang and Bondoma and Tamak them in the next few years, maybe playing for some teams in France or somewhere in Europe, at least at a certain level, and then also wearing the senior colors, green, red, yellow. That to me is it's a success, even though for 2025 they not be able to qualify for U17 World Cup.
Innocent, welcome.
Oh,
Bonsoir.
innocent.
Yeah,
Hello, welcome.
Go ahead and do your introduction while I set
yeah.
up the
Bonsoir,
audio.
bonsoir tout le monde. Bonsoir, Ejab. Bonsoir
Oui, bonsoir, bonsoir.
à la communauté Toridey, à la communauté des Ejab qui nous regarde également. Bon, comme toutes les semaines, on se rencontre encore, on se retrouve aujourd'hui pour discuter des évolutions de l'actualité du football autour du sport africain, du sport camerounais, le football en particulier. Donc, je vais juste emboîter le pas pour faire une petite analyse de notre équipe U17 qui est sortie malheureusement assez tôt de la compétition. Et on a vu un bon front de jeu et je crois qu'il nous a manqué un tueur en attaque. Et aussi, si on laisse ces garçons-là travailler ensemble, on laisse un peu de temps à ce sélectionneur de mettre en place exactement le système qu'il veut. Je crois que les années futures seront meilleures. Et aussi, on ne peut pas oublier, sans mentionner, que c'est la pépinière qui va fournir l'équipe première d'ici 5 à 6 ans. Ils seront déjà bien outillés pour nous fournir l'équipe nationale première. Donc, comme Ejab disait, on a un milieu de terrain assez intéressant. On a parlé de David Mimban qui s'est illustré depuis le tournoi Unifac. On a vu, ils ont su classer les équipes de l'Afrique centrale. Mais maintenant, quand ils sont arrivés dans la compétition proprement dit, on a vu que les équipes de l'Afrique de l'Ouest étaient un cran au-dessus quant à l'efficacité, quant à au réalisme face au but. Dès qu'ils avaient une occasion, ils mettaient. Par contre, face au but, nos joueurs rataient même les occasions les plus simples. Mais on met ça sur le compte du manque d'expérience et peut-être la frousse de la compétition. Donc, ça leur a donné une certaine expérience. Maintenant, je pense qu'aux prochaines compétitions, parce qu'on a eu des joueurs de 15 ans, des joueurs de 16 ans, donc ils ont encore peut-être 1 ou 2 années de compétition avant de laisser cette catégorie-là. Et bien évidemment, on a vu, je crois que nos buts ont été un peu à l'erreur d'expérience, je vais dire ça, du jeune gardien, qui ne rassurait pas sur ses sorties aériennes et aussi qui essayait un peu de jouer très haut sur le terrain quand l'équipe pressait haut. Donc, il essayait aussi de monter. Et ça nous a causé un but face au Burkina Faso et le deuxième but également face à l'Égypte. Mais dans l'ensemble, moi, je pense que ils n'ont pas démérité, ils ont joué, il y a quand même un schéma tactique qu'on voit. Et je dois aussi souligner que pour cet âge-là, ces enfants sont déjà trop tactiques. Je pense qu'à 17 ans, 16 ans, 15 ans, 16 ans, 17 ans, c'est l'insouciance. Il faut jouer, les libérer qui jouent. Mais ces enfants sont tellement tactiques qu'ils obéissent comment on dit, aux directives tactiques du coach, de telle façon qu'ils ne se lâchent pas comme ils devraient se lâcher, vivre cette insouciance-là. Un peu comme, tu vois, Lamine, même s'il y a un fond tactique au FC Barcelone, il a un peu cette liberté-là de faire ses folies. Et puis, c'est ça, cette insouciance-là. Et ça fait la différence. Je pense qu'à ce niveau-là, ça nous a manqué également. Donc, qu'on laisse un peu de temps à ce sélectionneur de parfaire le travail. Et puis, on reviendra d'ici 2 ans pour refaire encore un autre bilan, comme on dit.
I like the fact that we all are actually probably on the same page, talking about giving the coach time or the team time to acclimatize and do what they can do. But guess what? The same group of persons we don't want to give the Fekafu time to put in place a structure and do this and that to realize their projects. By the way, True Lion, your video no dey on. I don't know. That's the problem. That's the reason I've not added you. If you go ahead and turn on your video, and everything, and then I will add you a bit.
Yeah,
Ejab,
yeah, I have something to add. I
Abola.
may not really be for the fact that they should give the coach time. The reason being that this is the second opportunity he's having. You know, it was the same. Seydou Alim was the same guy who was coach of the
If you put
Intermediate
your
Lions.
laptop over down, that space above your head.
Me?
Yeah, slant your laptop small for down. Yeah, that's preferred. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, Abibi. Yeah, so Abibi one of those people where I be really like her when Seydou Alim be join the train, like become coach for Intermediate Lions. If you take Cameroon go Intermediate Lions, go Chan, the last Chan where Cameroon be qualified. Cameroon be the same group with Congo Brazzaville and Niger, and Cameroon will be able to make them to the knockout stage. So now they give you now U17, like he don't come again, he not be able to take So I just feel say maybe not be the right person for take this youth team. And now he go be now this kind of performances are going to make people will talk say it will be the give it will be honey appoint the friends them as coaches. Now the kind of thing that they make people will come up with those kind of comments because Sidio Alum he don't I think at some point Ige will maybe find something else, do maybe go for one of these first division of Cameroon, build up a career again, get some results on the table, then before maybe approach again one of the junior level teams for Cameroon football. So now so me I look at he never do well so far. I know we don't get a few talents for the U17, but yeah, I don't think he will be the right person to move forward with the U17 guys.
Chula, welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon, guys.
Afternoon, Chula.
Yeah,
Good afternoon, good afternoon.
yeah, we're actually there for Palava on the 17th. What do you think?
Yes, I think I watched the last game of the under 17, the game against Egypt, and I think that the team actually tactically they lacked. I think they lacked the tactics was not actually good enough. The spacing was not actually good enough. I saw some the mistakes. The defense was actually exposed. The midfield, the spacing between the midfielders and the defenders was not good enough, and that led to a red card by one of our central defenders. So I think these teams, I mean, the team and the players actually lack a league, they lack competition. You could see that. So I hear Ajab talking about the coach, but my question is, how do the coaches actually showcase their talent if they don't have a competitive league that they can compete and we can see which coach is actually better? Go getting a coach to come coach kids when these kids don't have a competitive league, it's a recipe for failure. I think that the kids lack competition. I saw talent. However, they lack competition because when I saw the Egyptian guys, especially I heard Zamalek, Arab contractors, the various teams that they were playing, like various youth teams that these kids were playing. But when I saw the talent, like one-on-one talent, some of the Cameroonian players were more talented than these Egyptians. However, we don't have a competitive league. So if we continue in that aspect with no competitive leagues for these youth teams, I think we shall always fail. It's just like, you know, they know the fit file for market day. When there's competition, that's when we go gather players and put them to compete. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, I like what you talk about us not having a competitive league because it fall in line with what Fika Food had proposed. Hey, I want every club, every national club to have a junior category that they are preparing. A junior category means when I figure a junior category, from time to time they call 3 or 4 or 5 picking of them they will play for first division. We got clubs in like Opopo, we get very young guys and Modomo, so they don't be sent out. Innocent, I want to ask you, at this point in time, do you think the problem with us is actually a structure in place that we don't want to respect, we don't want to follow, a plan in place by Fekafu that we don't want to follow, or not just say, I don't know.
Bon, je crois que ce que tu as dit, c'est bien, c'est une très belle observation. Mais je dois aussi ajouter que, comme on dit, Rome ne s'est pas construit en un jour. Donc, la fédération, je crois qu'on a lancé déjà le football jeune, si je ne m'abuse pas. Il y a peut-être quelques semaines, on a lancé le football jeune, dans les compétitions des jeunes. Mais c'est quelque chose qui doit prendre du temps. Si on veut les succès de demain, c'est aujourd'hui qu'on doit bâtir. Donc, bien sûr, il y a depuis des années, il n'y a pas eu de ligue ou alors des ligues de football jeune. C'est pour ça qu'on se retrouve en train d'aller recruter dans les centres de formation parce que là-bas, au moins, ils sont formés, ils jouent quelques matchs amicaux entre eux ou bien quelques tournois sporadiques par-ci, par-là. Et donc, mais maintenant, quand même, il y a une certaine émulation dans l'environnement du football jeune. Il y a beaucoup de compétitions qui se jouent. Je crois que l'une des plus célèbres maintenant, c'est la Easter Cup, Patricia Bertolo, qui ramasse tous ces enfants-là et on fait une sorte de compétition qui est, je crois, sa deuxième ou troisième édition déjà. Là, je crois que c'est en cours, c'est en train en plein lancement actuellement du côté de Douala. Mais comme tu as aussi pointé, il faudrait que toutes les équipes professionnelles essayent de créer des catégories jeunes. Comme ça, à partir de ces catégories-là, on peut avoir déjà un point d'ancrage pour créer cette compétition ou alors pour améliorer la compétition. Mais si nous devons être compétitifs demain, c'est aujourd'hui qu'on doit bâtir. Aujourd'hui, nous n'avons pas de résultats ou alors le peu de résultats qu'on a, c'est parce que quand même, il y a eu une certaine émulation dans la formation de ces jeunes-là dans les centres de formation, mais ça ne suffit pas. Nous tous, on voit à travers le résultat que ça ne suffit pas. Il faudrait que la fédération mette un peu la pression à ces clubs-là, comme elle le fait, peut-être accentuée, pour qu'ils créent dans ces catégories de jeunes. Et à partir de là, ils trouver un point d'ancrage pour créer également une compétition nationale.
Yeah.
Non. Non, le bruit là m'a coupé un peu. Donc, il faudrait que la fédération continue le travail qu'il a fait malgré les difficultés qu'il trouve sur le terrain, des clubs qui ne veulent pas emboîter le pas à au lancement de cette Ligue des jeunes là. Donc, maintenant, aujourd'hui, True Light, on peut dire que bon, on n'a pas de résultats parce que bon, on n'a pas de compétition, c'est très vrai. Mais True Light, s'il regarde 4 ans en arrière ou même 2 ans en arrière, c'était même encore plus compliqué que cela. Mais aujourd'hui, on a quand même, comme on a dit, c'est une histoire de créer la structure. On ne peut pas espérer avoir des résultats maintenant là parce que il y a eu longtemps qu'on a laissé le chantier de cette construction-là, de cette formation des enfants-là. Donc maintenant, les enfants se sont un peu éparpillés, formés sur le tas dans certains centres de formation. Donc il est question de structurer ça et faire en sorte que la progression soit suivie au niveau de l'âge et tout ce qui entoure le football jeune. Donc, je pense qu'on a du travail à faire et qu'on est déjà même en train de faire au niveau de la fédération, mais il faut encore mettre beaucoup plus de pression ou alors beaucoup plus de volonté de ce côté-là.
Ejab, I want to ask you, you mentioned some players and names, some players of that team. I'm not really be familiar with their names. But if you mention me 4 players, after every player, I want to ask you one question. You start with any name.
Mimbang.
Name he play for side.
He did for Brazilian Football Academy.
Okay, another player.
Luma.
Luma, they play for Besta.
Besta, and then you get how do you call the other man? Bondo man, I think they Dauphin, something.
Yeah.
And then
Tamak. They play active, right? All the clubs where they play, their leagues they go on right now because they either first division or second division or Devil League. But if I remember very well, all that leagues they go on right now.
Yeah, most like the I know say Mimbandina. That most of that thing in the academy then. Best stars in the academy, they actually participate for. I don't know if they participate for regional league for Southwest. I don't know. Most of those players where they play the under 17, most of them, even out of Cameroon, most of them mostly in the academies.
What means if they academy means that they train constantly. By the way, on the point where True Lion make and say they need competition. Remember, before the beginning to go play Shan, they come over play I think Unifac, where they be almost all man. So whenever you make excuses, they need to play competition. They had a bad competition. It's a bad competition. You understand? And then we have point about coach. I don't know if we look at the result for Unifac and the result now. Is it like I don't? If I ask you this before I draw my conclusion or I ask you my next question. If you want to rate them on 10, what would be your rating?
For the AFCON,
Yeah, for the under 17 AFCON.
maybe 4 on 10.
Yeah, 4 on 10, which is not bad if they will only progress. We're only concerned now if they will progress. My question I want to ask now for you now. When you say made them move the coach because he don't be there now for some time, who do you think can best replace him if you know any person?
If you ask me who I think can best replace him at this point, I will not be able to give you an answer.
Mhm.
Yeah, I won't be able to give you an answer. The reason why I not really talk to me the movie. I say I just feel say not be the best at the moment because
Mhm.
now the second opportunities where they get down for different level of Cameroon football and Cameroon don't being eliminated for the group stage. So also for follow up, true like point talk about competitive league. Competitive league not just one of many issues. The Egypt way they play, as it talk, they play for Arab contractors and Zamalek. They two, they don't even make them pass group stage. Where they do for the Zamalek and the rest, right? So that league, competitive league, now just one of many issues where if it cause, where if it cause team for not perform well. But if they do for some academy and the academy they produce and the academy there for some level for football or they participate for regional league and all that, they still be in the competitive league in a level. I know say back in the days we be get U17 player they play for national team, but all over the world, sorry, U17 player they play where they play like starters for the elite one teams. But if you look at all over Europe, all over the world, man, not say Europe, sorry, all over Africa, all over the world, you see and see U17 football in terms of level don't drop. You see very few 17-year-old players that they impose themselves for top teams like it used to be in the past. Where you see plenty, you see on the team in U17, most of them are elite one players for their countries. So you know they anymore like that. So forget the players from the academy, they okay. Then I just say maybe may they put in the right tactics and make the picking and be the right, may they be deserved, may they be the right ones where they deserve for go to tournament and may they put in their best. But I don't believe say the level for Cameroon football, the way I see them, the talents like truly on talk and all we don't talk. This picking the way they play the U17 AFCON, talents we day. Now just something was lacking. Me, I believe say something was lacking from a coaching perspective. I know say I see na lack of competitive league. I know if you say na lack of competitive so league. That one are just on one of many issues we if it cause that performance.
Well, I mean, say, but for the first time, probably we all should don't really accept say those that were called actually deserve for be called.
Yeah.
If I remember very well, I see I was on site say some particular person, I don't know whether a minister or somebody with a struggle, maybe takes a cousin or a brother for this team. They call that coach, that coach say we need to take place, we know be talented, which is one thing where me I feel say we don't always premium and so but come on, truly I want to ask you. Oh God, I don't forget that question. But I think the two about ask you now. You talked about competitive league. Uh, 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 Whereas, like my brother just come over point out, most of these players, even the Egypt where their team they play, for their players they play for Zamalek and all of that, they not really qualify. You not think say at this point in time it is safe for us, it's okay for us to say football for Africa and around the world don't develop more forget that team say, oh, we become own and focus more on what we can actually do to develop our players and our games. So if we continue forget that namesake Cameroon, because we're only relying on the fact we become own. No, Burkina Faso they don't put in place structures and strategies.
Exactly.
Mali they don't do the same.
Senegal.
Senegal, all of these people don't do
Even
like
Cote
because
d'Ivoire.
now the team that way it happen back in the day, but most of them never get them.
Yeah.
We started Brazil school for 80s. We start Makaji for early 90s. Now, why that we be giving that head start? But now most of these people, if I remember Tadin Jalakwan, Benin, the country, they be send their picking for Akada for Limbe, for can train for build their national team. But nowadays, most countries they get this.
They get
So,
their
yeah, so Chula, my question now, don't you think it's a level field right now? There is no big name Cameroon or this. Now, how you train your players, how you structure yourself, how you organize yourself, now you go produce a result you want for particular competitions. So
Good.
sorry, yeah, go ahead.
That's what I was saying. Cameroon lacks structure. And when you guys say that we had competition, I mean, what type of competition? Do we have a league that's going on? Because we cannot know if the players that were called were the best, because we as fans don't see them compete in the league. We as fans cannot actually make, like where we do auto critique. You see a player play, you see them playing constantly and all that. Some of those players, that was the first time I ever saw them play. Because I was able to see them in a African Cup of Nations under 17. That's the first time I saw them play. And some of their touches, I'm like, okay, these kids can actually play. However, to make them better, to make them compete, and to make fans see them all the time, they need to be playing week in, week out. Okay. Yes, Egypt also has a competitive under 17. Some of those guys were Zamalek and all that, but it does not mean that the way when you saw them play, the way they play, they are not as talented as Cameroon, but they were able to beat Cameroon. That's what I'm talking about, because they actually have a competitive league where they can compete and play together. When Cameroon was playing the best football, right in the 70s and the 80s, it's not because we're playing professional football. It's because both the players knew each other. They had chemistry and they were playing in a competitive league. So that's what we need for consistency. And consistency doesn't mean that you will always win. Remember, 4 or 5 years ago, this 2000 under 17 team won AFCON. I hope you guys know that. But the problem now is that there is no competitive league, so there is no consistency. So we cannot keep that level of football, okay? Because we lack where players can go compete our talent, because Cameroonians got the talent. But what we lack is due to according to my analysis, when I watched the guys play, most of them were trying to go solo. They lacked a certain combination and they lacked finishing in the final third, but those are the things that you actually gain when you compete against each other. As kids, if they compete in the league, I'm not talking about École de Foot de Brazil. How many École de Foot de Brazil are there? Just one. How many Kajis are there? Just one. And they're all concentrated maybe in Douala or Yaoundé, blah, 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 whatever. But now, if you have a system, if you have a standard, if you have a structure that everyone in the country, everyone, regardless of where they are, I understand. Innocent said it's going to take time. Of course, it's going to take time. That's why I'm not even worried about the kids, performance. I don't even want to rate them, because I know that they are not playing to their abilities. We have not given them the right stage to succeed. Okay, if we give them the right stage to succeed, then you will start seeing chemistry and all that. When I watched those kids play against Egypt, there was just some tactical errors. I mean, the spacing and all that. Of course, Ajab just say Alium is not the right guy. I cannot even agree with him, because Alium himself, he himself as a coach needs competition, to order to progress. But if he's just coaching these guys only during tournament, how is he gonna progress? You can bring no matter who you bring. How are they gonna progress if they are not playing in a competitive league? So I think what we are lacking is a competitive league for these kids at many different levels. Because I heard some of you guys saying that some of these kids, 17-year-old, are playing maybe second division, first division. However, what about the others? Because not everybody progresses, at the first level. And football at different stages, you teach kids different things. It's not, so some of them progress fast, some of them actually don't progress fast. But when they play in a competitive league, when they compete against each other, they build chemistry. And when such competitions come, then you can see them better express themselves, win or lose. I'm not only looking for victories, because as I said, 5 years ago, this under 17, actually, they won AFCON. But today, it seems as if, they are going backwards. So we need a standard that everyone can actually learn together and our culture can actually blossom.
I think also one thing we didn't even mention, or one thing we're ignoring, is the fact that we get Yamin Yamal, who is probably 17 now and is playing for Barcelona and is playing Champions League, probably playing for a Spanish national team and stuff like that. There is a problem if our own 16 and 17 years old them they still play now for best stars, for academies and all of that. It is wrong. At 17, you're supposed to be in a first division club like Tonnerre and Canon, or I mean the big names. Sorry, Tonnerre no day now. The Cotton Sports, what's this team that won the league, the cup? Victoria United. If you have if you are 17, they're not they able for be for that team there, because if you're really that good, some first division team will pay all money if you pay them or bring you over, even how they call a rent the rent player or the borrow player.
But let me ask you. Let me ask you.
So
Nasako, let me ask you. Nasako,
yes.
I get a quick question for you. How did Lamine Yamal get there? You know, like Lamine Yamal, they have been in La Masia in Barcelona since the age of 9. All those guys. Barcelona started the league with 4 under 17. 4 under 17. How do they do that? Because these guys, they are a La Masia since the age of 9. And they start playing, training together. They go from different levels to different levels, you know. So there's a culture, there's a system, there's a standard, and that's what we lack, you know. So you cannot see the finished product, Lamine Yamal playing and winning trophies at the age of 17. Then you expect Cameroonians under 17-year-olds also to do the same, when we don't have the same structure as Spain. We don't have the same structure as Barcelona. You are asking, you just feel like these kids, how do they learn? Yamin Lamar, they might be competing against different kids all around Spain. They have been going to under 15s, under 17 Euro, and they play Champions League under all different levels. As you were saying, when Barcelona is traveling, they travel with their under. Sometimes they travel with their under 17 teams or under 19, under 21. And these guys actually go play other teams. You know, so there's a system, there's a structure, there's a standard. That's what we lack, but yet we expect to have the same results as these guys. It's not just going to happen overnight.
Ejab, I want me to go the way you wrap your hand, you don't tire. Because we are talking now about on the 17th and how we can come up with and guess what, for the earlier days of the mandate, President Bofikafu insists, so I want me every first division club get a junior team and even a cadet team. That way that growth will be. But guess what, most of these presidents, they don't deny, say, oh, we no do for small money when I give when I want impose certain things, or we how we will solve the problem, forget that junior category them when players if come up, they go play, go repeat. Because when you get that junior category, whether you like or not, one time if you call 1 or 2 players a day, you play them for some certain games them. Now so that they get the experience. You understand? And then when they're not ready, and especially when picking the of a Canon Junior, Cotton Junior, PWD Bamenda Junior, Young Junior, he already get hope. So if he constantly train, if he dream, how we go to get Yamin Lama when federation not put in place a policy, yet the president no one respect them, but they want subvention money?
Yeah, that's a tough one, because like you talk, if each team get a youth setup, yeah, encouragement for those picking the head, and not say if I did 14, 15, maybe one day at some point they feel need my services, they feel push me in at some point for the league, for showcase for 1 or 2 games. At least it shows say, okay, maybe one day I'll play first division, or if you even sign another team, because as True Lion talk, most of these Champions League team, as they play Champions League, so they also play youth Champions League. So if Cameroon set up the way they play the elite one and the elite two, then the youth team then to also get their own elite football. They play like USA, PWD Junior versus Union Junior, or they get their own league too. It go really help. It go really help. But I don't know where till they actually go. Now, see that thing too. It costs a lot of money too for get those setups. It's not easy. It's not as easy as we think. So probably maybe now why that some of the presidents they retaliate, so they pull back, because it costs a lot of money for set up those youth structures. Even if the players they stay for dormitory, even if they stay for their houses, just to get youth set up like a U15, a U17, a U19, and the senior team. Presidents have never been. Most of those team owners never been able to even sort out their main team. Then one go add the youth teams in. I think I've the problem. But the idea is a brilliant idea, but I think the resources are not there yet. And I don't know what Cameroon, I don't know what we Cameroonians or Cameroon in general or the federation or the ministry or the government, I don't know what they need to do for make sure say this thing because back in the days, Canon they be the gay junior, you be get some young boys like Soya and the rest where they be come out for Canon junior, impose themselves for African Champion League. Mbu meet them na products from young junior and things like that. So I don't know how Cameroon fit do for come back, for get back that structure where say you see some player for junior so it is 16, 17, the next season, now start that for the senior team. Something needs to be done. But if you ask me at this point, I don't know. But I know for one thing I know for certain, I say at this point, maybe some teams they no one accept and because of the financial resources where it will come into play. That's what I think.
Me personally, I don't even think it's the work of the federation or the government. Football is supposed to be a business.
Yes.
You, the president, you know the looker like Bob Didi say, I dey invest my millions now because the day I will sell 1 or 2 player, I will cover all that money so that I will get money if you take me again for the next 3 or 4 or 5 years while I wait for say another player. Until the president they start looking like so that way, no be like fair trade and way, oh convention money. Once they say they don't give you convention money, you say you resign.
But
The mission letter you give it right away. They say me they remember so if you didn't president the pilot. Like how that one get wait till that one get do football.
I want to say sorry.
Yeah.
I want to say, but the Bob Didi said this. So Opopo get youth system, and also Opopo they sign very young players, but they not get youth system. If you talk to Opopo Junior Day, Opopo Cadet Day, but they sign young players. So my issue not be just signing. Opopo they do a fantastic job for the sign young players. They're like Opopo, if you don't pass 20 years, the Bob Didi they even look you, which is brilliant. But I mean that youth setup where say the team get a cadet, a minim, a cadet, a junior, and then the first team. Now I talk say maybe financially, and it talk say they affect all team. Team they like Cotton they so for long time they will Cotton no be the look outside. Cotton be the sign all the players and for me you set up. Just bring the player for me you set up to the senior team. So my problem that youth set up say maybe 2 or 3 teams and never come around way they feel be comfortable for get the youth team. But if the other 14, 15 they do them, it no go really help. You understand? So as we talk, yes, no be government, no be government position, no be how they call them, no be government or federation, but government fee no say impose, but government fee help in one way or the other for make some of those structures happen. So like if you get like stadiums for each city, get stadiums or something where government fee help for that to happen. If you also help forget some of those things, and somebody to point out to people get you team, I know be no. I just ask. I know be say I talk say they not get because
Eja, back in the days, I don't think so. Get stadium for all side for 1990 for we forget a result we get.
I feel interject.
Yeah.
I feel talk something.
Yes.
Yeah, more no talk say back in the days. Back in the days, football was not as developed as
thank
today.
you.
Back in the days,
yes.
Back in the days, many countries were not as developed as Cameroon, even when it came to football. But now exposure don't make and say a lot of countries don't develop their football. So what Cameroon needs to do, remember, I don't tell you about grassroots football and having pitches all over. And then government come in place where government will make and now say primary school, secondary schools, that they give these people them subvention way now, because when you talk about youth football, when you talk about grassroots football, you are talking about young kids where they stay with their parents and all that. You cannot be moving these kids all over only to play football. No, where they are, where they live, where they come from, they should be able to play football there. Okay, then where government will come and say you give subvention. Companies that sponsor this youth, the youth football and all this good stuff, you give them tax breaks. That's how they will be able to support grassroots and let grassroots actually grow. Of course, Opopo has a youth team, as some of you guys are saying, but do we have a youth championship where these guys go and compete? Having a youth team, as Ajab just said, you can sign players and say they are part of the youth team, but they are not competing week in, week out in order to make them have competition in their legs. Because training is one thing, playing competitive games where you win something, you win accolades, is something different. Is something different. So although I want to say, because Ayab just rightfully said, right, some of these teams are still struggling with their team A. So to tell them now to go build youth team and all that can be a challenge. We don't know the dynamics and all that. But if the government actually comes and help, give some subvention so that football can actually grow through primary school, through the school systems, that will actually, talent will come, from these dynamics. And that's what Cameroon should be doing. Because when I look at America, by my house, we have soccer complexes. Okay. Sometimes I just stroll and go 7 p.m., 8 p.m. You see kids, different level, 7 years, 8 years. They are playing. That's grassroots football. They are not attached to Charlotte FC or to whatever team, but they are playing now from their schools. You see, and at a certain level now, if we see that they are very, very talented, some of these teams now go for them. Go take them and bring them in their academies, and that's how they blossom, and that's how football is actually built.
I don't feel buy the idea for grassroots football, and they're using an example of America, because they don't do that for the past 20 years. They have not won anything. They never won any world best player. They never won. Might just finish.
I don't like that. I think when it talks a win.
More than 20 years, they got all the infrastructures and every other thing. They never do better than Cameroon when they don't get infrastructure. So I know even.
They have done better than Cameroon. America has done better than Cameroon. What you say they have not done better than Cameroon?
We don't win nations. Win nation was 2017. When
no, you say you are the one who's saying football is a business. Do you know how much the MLS is worth?
Talking football is solely business. We are talking about winning. In as much as the business part of it be important, winning trophies, like you talk, also be important, because now you talk about the picking the game with the play competition, win accolades and stuff like that. And then you cite the example of America, which is not a bad idea, but I just don't disagree with the example of America, because America, as an example, will never produce results, especially when it comes to winning.
How can you say America? No, bro. How can you say America? America don't win Gold Cup. They win Gold Cup. They win Gold Cup for a year. Now they own they win trophies over here in North America.
Now they participate for the Gold Cup.
Canada.
It's Mexico. I mean Mexico, Canada, Mexico, and all that. What are you talking about, bro?
Okay, they don't try. They don't win one thing. They don't win each other thing.
Ajaf. I mean, I even say Ajaf. That's you will kill me.
Je crois qu'on veut mettre un peu la charrue avant les bœufs, c'est-à-dire on veut les résultats sans le travail. Écoutez, le football, il y a le côté sportif et il y a le côté business management, d'accord? Maintenant, au côté de, on veut avoir une équipe, une ligue de jeunes. Maintenant, on va créer la ligue, on va créer structurellement la ligue. Mais s'il n'y a pas les équipes pour animer cette ligue-là, on fait comment? C'est pour ça que je crois que la démarche de l'instant dirigeant a été de demander à ces clubs-là de créer des équipes de jeunes. Bien évidemment, je crois qu'en leur demandant, il leur a bien dit qu'il y a des subventions qui suivront. Les subventions ne sont pas ces fonds qui font vivre une équipe. Une équipe doit pouvoir réfléchir sur comment rentabiliser son business, parce que au-delà des trophées, au-delà des primes qu'ils remporteront, il faudrait qu'ils aient une stratégie marketing qui peut leur apporter de l'argent. On a épilogué ici, excusez-moi. On a épilogué ici depuis plusieurs semaines sur comment ces présidents peuvent rendre leur club monétisable. Vous comprenez un peu? Il y a le merchandising, il y a les contrats qui peuvent aller signer avec des entreprises, il y a même les partenariats, il y a même la vente des actions de club. Le problème, c'est qu'on a des présidents qui ne voient pas plus loin que ça. Ils voient seulement comment ils mettent l'argent aujourd'hui et ils gagnent immédiatement après. Vous voyez un peu? Mais c'est un business qui se construit sur la longévité, sur le long terme. On a des objectifs à court terme quand on met un business sur pied, des objectifs à moyen terme et des objectifs à long terme. Donc maintenant, qu'est-ce que ces présidents de clubs-là ont comme objectif à court terme? Qu'est-ce qu'ils ont comme objectif à moyen et à long terme? Je pense que quand la fédération leur demande de mettre sur pied les équipes jeunes, parce que ça donne un tremplin pour la fédération d'organiser une ligue jeune, de créer une ligue jeune, parce que déjà, il y a des équipes qui existent. Maintenant, on va créer une ligue et les clubs même qui jouent l'élite n'ont pas les catégories qui vont avec. Et puis, tout là, on va venir se placer ici et choisir les pays développés comme exemple. Il faudrait qu'on reste quand même à notre place. On ne peut pas se mettre à vouloir... Laisse-moi finir. À vouloir développer... à vouloir nous comparer, pardon. en Europe ou bien à l'Amérique, on n'a pas les mêmes moyens financiers. Soyons honnêtes envers nous-mêmes. On n'a pas les mêmes moyens financiers. Mais bien sûr, on veut bien arriver au même niveau de performance. Qu'est-ce qu'on fait? On réfléchit, comme tu as dit, sur la structure, sur la stratégie. Maintenant, vous avez bien parlé que ce n'est ni le gouvernement ni la fédération qui doit créer ces clubs-là. C'est le président de club qui doit dire, OK, vous avez pris l'exemple de Popo. Popo a une équipe jeune. Vous avez pris l'exemple de Coton Sport. Ils en ont des équipes jeunes. Canon a une équipe jeune. Mais on veut qu'ils prennent les enfants un peu plus bas que du junior et under 23, mais moins de 23 ans. Donc, on veut qu'ils prennent cadets, under 15, under 17 et under 20s. Mais en fait, on leur a même dit under 15 et under 17. Voilà les deux catégories qu'on leur a demandé. Donc, maintenant, s'ils ne réfléchissent pas dans ce sens-là, que bon, maintenant, je vais former un enfant. Qu'est-ce qui a fait la puissance des brasseries? C'est que la renommée des brasseries, c'est que nous, on formait les enfants, on vendait en Europe et après, ils revenaient à l'équipe nationale et c'est le plus beau merchandising, je vais dire la plus belle communication que les brasseries ont eue. Ils ont du coup arrêté même les coupes top parce qu'ils n'en avaient plus besoin. Ils avaient les noms comme les Mbia, les Samuel Eto'o, les Makoun, tous les grands noms. Ça leur a fait la publicité à vie. Donc maintenant, là, ils avaient leur stratégie. Vous avez vu qu'eux-mêmes, ils ont réfléchi dès le départ. Ce n'est pas le gouvernement qui a financé. Ils ont réfléchi dès le départ que, bon, nous sommes dans un business. Prenons les jeunes enfants. Et comment on fait pour détecter les talents? On organise une compétition de jeunes dans tous les secteurs du pays. On prend les meilleurs de toutes ces compétitions-là. On les met dans nos centres de formation. Maintenant, est-ce que le brasserie attendait que la fédération leur donne une subvention pour gérer? Non, je ne pense pas. Parce qu'ils ont développé un business plan bien élaboré. Quand ils ont vendu un seul joueur, ça couvrait tous les frais de ce qu'ils ont dépensé sur 20. Donc, c'est de ça qu'il est question. Il faudrait que chacun joue sa partition. Pas la fédération qui est là pour créer les clubs. Non, la fédération est là pour encadrer ce qui est déjà. Ce n'est pas le gouvernement qui est là pour créer les clubs. Non, le gouvernement est là pour encadrer ce qui existe déjà. Mais maintenant, quand les propriétaires de clubs doivent réfléchir sur le long terme, tu as déjà MTN Elite 1 et MTN Elite 2 que tu compétis. Bon, maintenant, après ça, c'est quoi la suite? Si tu ne réussis pas à dégager tes joueurs qui sont en MTN Elite 1 et Elite 2, tu vas leur vivre de quoi? C'est pour ça qu'ils attendent tout le temps les subventions, soit de la fédération, soit du gouvernement. Parce que imagine, tu as un joueur de 16 ans, comme on a vu par exemple David Mimban. Il est parti. Tout le monde parle de lui en bien. Vous croyez que les scouts ne le regardent pas? Dès qu'un club sérieux va venir le prendre pour l'amener en Europe, là, ça fait de l'argent aux brasseries. Parce que brasserie voit au-delà. Et ce qui est même drôle, c'est que Brasserie n'a même pas un club en MTN Elite 1 ou MTN Elite 2. Ils sont restés dans la formation des jeunes et dans la vente. Regardez Baleba. Donc, c'est à nos présidents de club, à nos hommes d'affaires, à nos mécènes qui aiment bien le football, là, de mettre leur main dans la pâte pour qu'on puisse construire cette structure-là. La structure, ce n'est que le papier qu'on écrit, on sort les décrets, on dit que bon, on a créé la Ligue professionnelle des jeunes. Le gouvernement peut aider, comme Ejab disait, peut-être en nous faisant les stades de proximité, en créant les stades un peu partout là où les jeunes peuvent jouer. Mais si les clubs eux-mêmes n'ont pas ces catégories-là qui vont permettre à la fédération d'organiser la ligue autour d'eux, ce serait un peu difficile. C'est pour ça que tout le monde doit mettre du sien pour qu'on avance.
I think that would be the best possible solution, especially because that's the same thing my brother work at MND is saying for comment section. Until our clubs realize they are a business, they are a company, and they start to treat themselves as a company and as a business, then things will advance. So we'll continue for the only look at things as in subvention money, that. I will continue to remember that place where you want to take that 11 million where they'll give you for manage everything and then get small change where you will keep a like profit for that year. Until they start managing a Brazil, either you just stay as a football structure like Brazil where you play in a devil league and then you do whatever you can do. But then you train the player for way if they call someone for national team or whatever, you get that exposure, they sell them. You understand? Or you actually go in completely like Opopo, and then you structure where you get a first team, really young team, and then you get the other categories. You know, say between now and next 1 or 2 or 3 years, you say you're 2 or you're 3 or 4 players now. I don't know why with how they call it, no something, maybe they play for Opopo, we don't sell it. I don't know why not Jude. Yeah, I don't know why they don't disclose the money. Why don't I say over plenty or I say over small, they hide them. I don't know.
By the way, you going outside?
I know you going outside.
I don't know. I'm just saying in Nigeria.
I heard he went to Nigeria. I heard he went to Nigeria.
So
Nigeria if you buy a player for 200 million, 300 million.
nah, which Nigeria?
No, not talk so. Anybody buy player for 300 million. No,
Which engine by this man Nasako?
anybody buy
300 million
million.
CFA. Nah, they're nothing now.
No, anybody buy. Yeah, I'll do that. Anybody buy player for that, especially if they see the player get potential with them, sell them because sometimes these clubs buy these players because they want to transition the player. You understand?
Yeah.
What people might say
Okay, but this is what I was saying. Okay, go ahead.
That's my point. Some club like Real Madrid get a partnership club for Africa. You understand? Where every time when EC says there's a potential, there's a player I want, you need to go direct because if you go direct, it'll task you plenty money. He go through that club go buy the player for very low money and then sell them for you with profit. You understand? So now just my point. I want to talk something Two Lion before we go for the next one.
Yeah. I mean, this discussion come from the fact, say, we just come off for watch AFCON under 17. And when you talk about AFCON under 17, how do players, I mean, at that age, right? If you talk about the age bracket, let's say even 9 to 17, how do you manufacture players, during for that age bracket? Normally not true grassroots football, right? And for every country, I'm not only talking about America. I use America because I live here and proximity at the same. Even for South Africa, even back in the days of Cameroon or Souks, or Man Big, them one come out, they come out Puma, they come out they begin to go Lycée Edea before the way that they play for Puma. There was Souks, there was school competitions. So that's part of grassroots football. So when I talk to government, they help build those things, build pitches for those various schools. It helped to bring the kids, young kids, age 7, 8, 9. It helped them continue fuel now the system. When picking don't go maybe 11, 12 years old, then you start see the other football academies and now they benefit and all that. But that's a system because even in as young at that tender age, we picking them regardless of if they could be a footballer or they could just be they want to do be doctor and all that. Everyone actually needs some type of activity, right? As they grow up. And we keep on saying Brazil. If you compare Brazil is not even in top 10, top 20 when it comes to football teams in South Africa. How often does Brazil actually produce players where they know Baliba? Then who else? It takes a while because the system need to actually work. It need to actually work when you compare. If I call the Ghana, and I don't forget that the former Manchester United, I think it was a coach, we get a school for Ghana. With the school don't be integrated, you get a section of that school for here for America. For Nigeria, you also have a top where Osimhen, them, all that guys that they come up from Cote d'Ivoire, ASEC. Yeah, it called the football. Those guys actually produce more players than Brazilian football school because
generation foot for Senegal.
Exactly, they produce more players, and they actually is because of the work and the investment where they don't put in. Brazil, they don't go down. When was the last time actually Brazil produced back to back for the footballers? So, thing what the tongue nana say, we need to actually work. We need to put some work. And maybe only if you talk to football owners and people, first division and all that, those guys, they are struggling. Some of them are. So government actually need for tax breaks. Tax breaks is actually needed. That's where government comes in. You give tax breaks, build pitches, you help, and everybody has a role to play in the development of football. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I like the fact you never talk about tax breaks, but if you not structure the way government want me to structure, it office on a player on a mark call and say to fees because they ever use it to fees. It also on a pay player through a system, so accountability go be. So if we take all of this documentation, we go present our government and say, see money when people they spend every month or every year for help youth them. For this reason, when I give them tax breaks, Petra say no, we no do them. When they pay them money, when they tell me for park where they go my on the
no, that's not even.
Chula, your finish. So now the thing that I know you make another point wherever I want to disagree with. I think we'll have a conversation on that some other day. They call the football Brazil to Cameroon for Africa don't be the number one when it comes to producing talent for the past 20 years.
Lies.
Not only
No lie.
okay, they use 4 times African best players. Samuel Eto'o start for a call the foot. Makun, a call the foot. Mbia, Womelen.
Indiana.
Oh my goodness.
Indiana. Guys, you get Olembe.
Wait.
You get Olembe.
Olembe,
you get Gomkome, you get Simo, you get Jitab, you get Wome, you get Chango.
Yes. Even start for Brazil. So
Jemba.
Yeah, Jemba start Brazil, yeah.
So when it comes to football schools of Africa, when you talk about structure and whatever, if you say Brazil not for the first 10. But when it comes to the quality of players they don't produce and for the last probably 30 years, because I think the launch was 88 or 89 too. So for the last 30 years, they don't produce the best quality of players from Africa. I don't think so. We'll figure the conversation on that one another time. But I want more jump for.
Je veux préciser quelque chose également. Il faudrait qu'on comprenne quelque chose. Brasserie n'a même pas de club. Il ne peut pas faire l'erreur de comparer Brasserie qui ne joue pas la ligue avec ASEC Mimosa ou bien l'ASEC d'Abidjan ou bien les Amalek du Caire. Ça, ce sont des équipes bien structurées avec, comme il a dit, il veut la structure, bien structurée avec un business plan et une stratégie marketing pour rentabiliser. Brasserie, lui, a sa stratégie. Je ne vais pas dans la ligue.
Brasserie is inferior.
Je ne veux pas
inferior. You are agreeing.
Je vais former les jeunes que je vais placer. Tout simplement. Maintenant, quand vous regardez dans l'environnement du football camerounais, disons même africain, tous les grands noms là sont passés sous la houlette des brasseries. Maintenant, voici Baleba qu'on est en train de vendre à 120 millions. On a mis sa clause libératoire à 120 millions d'euros. Vous comprenez? Quand Brighton finit de vendre Baleba, Brasserie reçoit encore. C'est ça la stratégie de Brasserie. Chacun doit mettre du sien. Brasserie ne va pas aller maintenant se mettre à la place de Canon Sport. Parce que lui n'est pas dans la ligue professionnelle de football. Il est resté cohérent dans la formation et le placement. Et je vais encore préciser, beaucoup de joueurs de MTN Elite 1, MTN Elite 2 sont passés Brasserie, sont passés KSA. Et vous partez même loin. Le type qui est assis devant moi, là, il n'est pas passé par Brasserie. Brasserie a formé les gens, ce n'est pas parce que tout le monde n'a pas réussi. Et puis tout le monde n'est pas appelé à réussir dans ce monde-là. Mais ils sont restés cohérents et ils font de l'argent. C'est comme ça qu'on réfléchit sur un business sur le long terme.
Like I said, we're going to have this conversation other day, but I want to jump something really fast before we.
They say Kaji is even better than Brasserie.
Huh? Kaji is better than Brasserie.
According to rating, they say Kaji is better than Brasserie.
They're talking about calling the names of the players.
Well, you are looking only at players, right?
No,
but
so now
there's a rating.
Rate them. The person will rate them. Now who rate them? Me, I already call you player of the year. I don't call you Rigobert Song. I don't call you Samuel Eto'o. I don't call you all the players. Them all the even the one day they go for Kaji later. They come on about Brasserie.
Samuel Eto'o. Nakaji did take credit for Samuel Eto'o. Nakaji did take credit for Samuel Eto'o.
Brasserie for Kaji. Now Brasserie dictate Eto'o.
No, but Nakaji did take credit for Samuel Eto'o.
Are you telling me? Say today, when I invest all the effort, when I invest about build Toridey, and then tomorrow when Toridey don't be like Fox News, so man we just can't come out and say, oh now we be the no. Now we not build the foundation for Toridey. So whether I like it or not,
okay, that's not even the argument. All I'm saying is that top 10 classement for best football skill. Cameroon, Kaji come actually number 10. But there are other football schools that we can copy from and be better. That's all I'm saying. We can be better. We can do better.
Man, make some clarification also. Truly, one of the reasons why I don't really follow these things, growing up, I used to feel they put information online, but then some extra terrestrial until I can realize the website. You get a website, I never get a website. Just that I put my opinion out here and I say Brazil is not the best. So my way in a staunch to really follow, I go say, okay, Sakura talk to Navri end. Now the same way, even that website they would usually go refer them. Now some person to put all that information for them. I don't already in the basic way. I don't call names them. Even Edge, I don't call him. They were even if I'll go comment. Like when I go look at national team, even up to now, if they're under 17, the best player, forget about the under 17. If he's been a player from Bazai school, it says a lot. Baleba, they talk about ye right now and money and this and that.
Mhm.
Now Brasserie school,
Mhm.
it says a lot about them.
Mhm.
That's just what I was. Now,
Throughout the years, they've been saying a lot about them.
not just the point I was trying to make. But I want to go quickly for some conversation with, and one more finish live. We'll not talk about them. Back in the days, one of the two would really make football wonderful, entertaining, interesting. Now derbies, and this weekend we'll get one of the biggest derby for Cameroonian football when a young sport against a PWD Bamenda. By the way, Ejama ask you how you feel about that game.
I be Bamenda man, and I be PWD fan. The only worry what I get now say a big derby like that will not be played in Bamenda, because we all know for reasons which are beyond our control. So, but it will still be a derby. Two teams. Unfortunately, the way since the league don't be set up, it be surprisingly say since we PWD returned to Elite One football for 2019. Tomorrow will be now the full time where they actually meet Young Sport Academy, because the first year where they climb, they know we there for same group, same pool. The second year, we PWD win league. PWD play, it beat Young Sport away 1-0, then lose 3-0 to Young Sport, and then the next season now they can't change the system to this pool system. So they don't ever meet up for the same pool, and both teams not be ever go playoffs till last season where Young Sport go the playoffs up on then PW did the other one playoffs down on how they call them. So the team never really meet up. So the derbies never really did that much. So now the full time this way they actually meet for the last might say 6 or 7 years. So but the point now I say the two teams don't meet up at the right time. Young Sport don't drastically improve for the performance for the second round of the league. PWD two don't drastically improve. So it will really be a good derby because of the coaches too. Pago na a big name for Cameroon football. He don't be around for a while. Now assistant coach of national team. He don't win league with PWD before win Cameroon Cup. He coach Starena. He also takes Starena. He top the group. Also takes Starena go playoffs. And then we get Bellinger too when a person we don't coach PWD Bamenda before. He don't be coach a national team too before. He don't coach a lot of teams for Cameroon, a household name for Cameroon football. So only being at the PWD versus Young Sport, but it will also be Pago versus Bellinger. So I look forward to see what will happen tomorrow. But as I talk, the only worry we'll get away, most fans get at the fact say the Bamenda derby will not be played in Bamenda.
Yeah, and even me too. Now the one other thing now I think yesterday, I don't know. I said bed. The build of a bush. Now the title when I will act like people will be patriotic to a particular not country, but a particular town. You understand? Now the time when I be conflict food. I don't have the boys of a bush. Conflict food tell you say, hey, for this particular game, so want me play for Bamenda or back when I bring her for me for Bamenda, and then after that, when I think I can go back for Buddha or anything. But unfortunately, what's your take on derbies, especially when it comes to football, especially local football?
Mais ce sont les matchs comme ça qui font vivre le championnat, parce que en parlant de Young Sport qui monte, et parlant même de PWD, on a eu dans les années 90 là, le derby de Coton, de Canon Tonnerre, le derby de Douala, Union de Douala.
Union Caïman.
Union de Douala et
Caïman, Léopard.
Caïman, c'était un autre. Léopard.
Union
Léopard. Donc, et c'est ça qui faisait vivre le championnat. Vous voyez que c'est les matchs de derby, là, c'est les matchs même à forte affluence. Donc, ce sont les matchs que nous devons même encourager. Si les équipes peuvent performer au point de rester à l'élite ensemble et nous offrir ce type de classico, mais c'est ça qui fait vivre nos championnats. C'est ça qui attire le public au stade et c'est de ça qu'on va parler. On va parler pour revenir au stade la saison prochaine et ainsi de suite. Moi, je crois que c'est une très belle chose qu'on ait des classiques, comme on peut dire, qu'on ait des derbies entre les clubs rivaux, que ce soit de la même ville, de la même région, ou bien que ce soit même des régions interposées. Donc voilà, on a par exemple dans le Nord, on a Coton, on a Gazelle. Maintenant, quand ils se rencontrent, c'est des matchs aussi assez animés. Donc, c'est des matchs qui, pour nous, font vivre la Ligue.
Actually, Man, I really wish this game was supposed to play. It was going to play in Bamenda because I know the ambience. I don't be for Bamenda. Where games like this they play. I don't go for Bamenda. I go play against Young Sport. I don't play. While I play for Bali United, I go play against PWG for for Bamenda. And I know the love for the guys against that for the team. And now games in this way, yeah, I know say plenty people go travel from Bamenda go Buddha for go. But guess what? There are few people in the way don't know if he go. Don't know if he go. And then there's this ambiance before game where the supporters of both sides they come first of fee 2 hours before the game for that bad and for Sunday. They don't go fine. They
Bamenda Municipal Stadium.
enjoy
Wow.
fine. Like they spend money and then they go now inside fee. They go enjoy the game very well. And then after that, when you come back outside there, you need a Henry for go house.
No.
You just take Okada 3 minutes you day house. So you make game for outside for that bad and for corner fee. You
2-3 hours.
fish. Una coach the game when they sit around that kind of 2 a.m. before you enter now your machine. So when I hear say the ball will play now for Buddha, I cry. If people if they fit try with 15 the next possible derby go happen na inside house, I go over happy. True Lion, you don't come back. We will talk about derbies. What be your take on that kind of game them? Because Young Sport play PW Bamenda tomorrow, but they play for Buddha. But that kind of derby the way back in the days, you know as it used to be. When PW the Kumba they play Golden Soap inside Kumba, or PW the Kumba they play Opopo, or PW Kumba they play Prisons, or Opopo they play Lexpo, or Opopo they play Shooting Star. Especially that time when governor can't call Shooting Star say come no go. Men they say damn, we go die here. This thing go chakara. What be your take on derbies?
Well, I was used to Dynamo, either Dynamo, Union, Douala, because back in the days when I watch First Division of Cameroon, now for Bepanda, So, but they were always good derbies and all that because they are all locals and everybody wearing their own. But to hear that derby will actually be played out of Bamenda is not good. But we all know what did happen actually for Abakwa right now. So hopefully, things can change and these derbies can actually be played in Abakwa itself so that the people will be entertained and all that. So. But it's a little bit different. But when the game actually begins, I'm sure the fans will actually tune in. Depending on how they are watching, if it's radio or TV or whatever, and maybe they'll actually enjoy the derby.
C'est pour ça qu'on a dit que tout le monde doit mettre du sien pour que l'environnement du football soit meilleur. Si je ne sais pas si le gouvernement et que la population se mettent ensemble pour nous rapporter un peu de stabilité du côté là, pour que les prochains matchs se jouent à la maison, pour que les populations, parce que c'est une émulation extrêmement joyeuse. C'est un moment où personne ne dit que celui-ci, c'est mon voisin, on ne se parle pas. Dès qu'on parle du football, tout le monde est d'accord, ça rassemble tout le monde. Donc, si les gens, les protagonistes de la crise là, pouvaient mettre un peu de côté ces crises-là, même le temps de match ou le temps même de ces débits-là, pour que la population ait un peu ce souffle de bonheur-là. Et ce serait très bien. Une très bonne chose.
Job.
Yes, sir.
Wait a minute, some of the things that we say it began for only happen. For make sure, say, because this is not just a game. For me, it's supposed to be one of those games where if this team they structure very well, if he makes more money, if he help them continue to run, run their season. What should be some of the things that you expect after this debut or before this debut?
I believe this particular game supposed to be opportunity where plenty people go buy jerseys.
Yeah,
exactly.
Just for you bring plenty people there, they will buy jerseys where they not be ready. People there will buy jerseys not ready. If you bring in some small this thing, but like I talk, Bamenda Municipal Stadium will get a different spirit. And as you talk and as I go, Bamenda, if PWD Kumbu Strikers or PWD whoever, when Bamenda Municipal Stadium, when game is start for 1 p.m., people they feel already. They don't start drinking for Bikusi for that bar for front. When match finish, as you talk, they should do again for another 2, 3, 4 hours. They start analyze. Then that man begin for start, that man begin for start. I show say the man sell match, all those things. We miss them. Even if it happen for Buddha, It no fit happen for Buddha. You understand me? It no fit
Yeah.
happen for Buddha. But I just hope like me, I be by default, I be huge PWD by Menda fan. But at the same time, I just be a little bit stuck now because play with Yosa day. I know I want PWD and Yosa for maintain for stay for Elite One. And Yosa losing this game tomorrow could only keep increasing their chances for stay for that relegation zone. So I know it will be in one of those games where if PWD no win, I know vex because they play in a young sport academy.
Well,
Ça fait un-
may the best person win.
Yeah.
I think my friend be president for Yosa. So I wish me Yosa win, maybe because but then after hearing saying a Pagu then have for PWD,
Yeah.
I think I want me Pagu win. So me Chris no say so we get people that really talk and talk.
Forget about that.
I want more go for another topic.
Yeah.
The one that is I want to start innocent. Onana and the controversies online. By the way, what do you think about his performance? The weekend we pass, these days we pass.
Bon, je vais essayer d'être froid je vais essayer d'être froid dans mon analyse. Je crois que Onana lui-même a ouvert les hostilités. C'est lui qui a ouvert le bal de cette pression. Il a mis sur ses épaules. Et c'était pour moi, pour commencer d'entrée de jeu, une mauvaise stratégie de communication. C'est vrai que sur le papier, Manchester est un plus grand club que l'Olympique lyonnais. Personne ne dit le contraire. Mais il y a des commentaires qu'on peut s'en passer quand on prépare un match d'importance capitale comme celui-là. Donc, il a titillé le club et il s'est mis en avant comme d'habitude pour montrer sa forte personnalité et comment il gère la pression. Et ça, il a poussé Nemanja Matic à répondre et à répondre d'une manière très, très sanglante qui, bien sûr, a mis les feux de projecteur sur les statistiques d'Onana cette saison ou alors depuis 2 saisons qu'il est à Manchester. Donc, et malheureusement, au stade, soit c'est la pression qui a pesé sur ses épaules, mais il faut aussi avouer qu'il a été un peu taquin. Bien sûr, le public lyonnais et les joueurs camerounais ont toujours été un peu compliqués. On peut penser à Karl Toko Ekambi, qui, lorsqu'il a climatisé l'Algérie à Blida, il est rentré, les supporters algériens de l'Olympique lyonnais qui ne supportaient pas ce but qu'il a marqué, là, on commençait à l'invectiver au point où il a quitté le club, il a quitté Lyon. Donc, mais quand on regarde même les images d'avant-match, on voit Onana est entré d'abord au stade seul.
Le premier?
Le premier,
seul.
Oui, seul. Et il est allé au niveau des goals là pour essayer de montrer que les chants des supporters ne pouvaient rien lui faire. Mais pour moi, je dis, ça ne sert à rien. À ce moment-ci là, ce que tu dois faire en tant que joueur, c'est de jouer. Concentre-toi sur ton ballon. Laisse toutes les choses à externes là. Maintenant, je veux aussi dire ceci, on reste à l'extérieur avant d'entrer dans le match même. Il faudrait qu'il s'entoure de communicants professionnels. Il faudrait qu'on encadre sa communication. Et il est tout le temps dit qu'il ne parle pas beaucoup, mais c'est lui qui répond au moindre petit pic. Et il ne répond pas pour arranger, il répond encore pour créer, pour ajouter le feu, le pétrole sur le feu. Donc, il faudrait qu'il s'entoure de professionnels de la communication et que sa communication soit gérée. Donc, il doit avoir une meilleure communication. Et moi, mon avis, si je peux le lui donner, bien qu'il a dit que mon avis ne compte pas, il doit faire profil bas et laisser que ce soit ses statistiques, ce soit ses performances sur le terrain qui parlent pour lui. Bon, maintenant, le match
Avant d'aller là-bas, il faut que let us hear what True Lion has to say about Onana. Onana last week, especially with the back and forth with Matic.
Yeah, actually, we all know that the UEFA, the press conference is for moments like this. You have to get the fans involved. You have to say, and you are not condescending or disrespectful. What Onana said, we see players say that every time. My team is better than yours, whatever. He did not specifically attack someone. He spoke about both teams, which is normal. However, Matic came. It's his strategy. I cannot criticize him for that. He went directly, personal on Onana. Okay. And we know that Onana is one of the hottest players. No matter how you say it, he's the most covered player. He's a star. He plays for one of the biggest teams, Manchester United. And every news outlet carried that story. So it tells you how big Onana is. Regardless of whatever is happening, regardless of his game, Onana did what he was supposed to do, talked about trying to galvanize his team. They're going to play over in Lyon, and what he said that Manchester United is a much more better team than Lyon. So there was nothing wrong in what he said. However, Matic went personal, and we all know what happened after that. But I think Onana, it was right to say whatever he said. He's a leader. He's trying to galvanize his team, and although they dropped the point at the end of the game, that's a good draw for them because now going out to Manchester United, the fans, the 12 man, will be in.
Regardant le outcome, les conséquences de la position d'André Onana, tu penses qu'il a bien fait de faire ça? Ne parlons pas uniquement de le point de vue fanatique. Regardons l'impact médiatique que ça a eu.
No, but what are you talking about? What are you talking about fanatism? What is fanatism in that? Go watch the press conference, many different press conferences, and you'll see instances where players say the same thing. My team is better than yours, or I think we have the upper hand. So what did Onana say that was out of line?
So I like what you're saying. You say it's normal, it's regular, but then you turn around and say Matic made it personal. You understand?
Oh yeah,
that's why he said you're wanting to play a fan, because when you say it's normal, the press conference is made for things like that. It must not be about a team. It can be about individual players. And if you analyze in that place where you need to have an opinion about a team, then people from that team can also have an opinion on you.
You open the bottle and they used it.
You are the one who opened the can.
My brother and you want
no, but I did not say that. I did not say that Matic was not in his right. Matic said whatever he wanted to say, and that is right. But he went personal. Onana talked about two teams.
That picking for your back.
You want to?
That picking for your back. I say, Jamai will have your answer. Then did today you. Onana, more about Onana the before the game. Back and forth with Matthew. What do you think?
Sorry, talk again. So we'll talk about Onana.
Onana, the back and forth with Matthew.
Okay, yeah. First, ma put and say, okay, Onana be come out. It talks United is. It talks something. It talk good about Lyon. They say United is a better team. They get for goal. They get for play to the best of their ability and all that. It's a better team to Lyon. So I kind of side a little bit with Tulan for that aspect. And then Matic now return talks when the worst keeper in the recent United history say something like that, blah blah blah. I feel say he answered the wrong. He respond to the wrong comment. But Onana come back again after and I can talk say at least he don't win trophies with the best team, so other person never do. I believe say that second
no win trophies, right?
Yeah, that second part after the man come personal. Or Matisse come personal away for me, I feel say he not be give for go personal. Onana for just let them go focus on the game.
Once you choose to have an opinion, the other person is okay to have an opinion also.
Okay, but what I'm saying is that I think he responded to the wrong comment. So now Fina say Onana no be give Onana for just let them go focus on the game. Because he go now for the game. What I would like with Tristan and how Onana was at fault for both goals. What I would like with Tristan how he was at fault for both goals with Lyon score. So and to me, it like he minded somewhere else at the moment. So he need to focus a little bit. He minded somewhere else. I don't know whether he wife he person will be still arm or something. He mind no day. He mind not the right. Eh?
Yeah. The TV wife he post na how many days ago.
Now I say I don't know if the wife he post where they still am because after all what happened between he and Matic, I be expect to see some exceptional performance from Onana for just wipe out that make people not talk again about that. But he instead go validate to way Matic they talk for a performance for that game. I know be like him. I be Onana fan, but the performance and especially they talk the way they talk and before the game. if we try for wipe out that this thing by having a good performance, but the performance for that game, no, it wasn't up to standard.
The whole thing, my take on the whole thing is, deal life funny. Once you decide to put your hand inside some place, be ready for anything will come out. When you as Onana, you decide to go out and talk about the club and try to make it look like when I play the same competition, when I play each other the next day, and then you try to paint a picture of, oh, we are better than you guys.
Yes, but sorry for interrupt you, Nasako, but if you read the whole two-way talk, Naso the only focus for that part you say we're better than. He talk good things about Lyon, and they say they are better. And United are the only team for Europe we never lost match this season.
It doesn't really matter if you tell me.
How is that too bad? How is that?
You say Nasa Kobe, you crazy. I will focus.
No, that's negative. He say we are better than them. It's not negative. He say we are better than them. He not to say Lyon is bad.
Now the same
man, that happens in football all the time, man.
Yeah,
that happens in football all the time.
You not to say Lyon is bad. He talks say we are better than them.
Hey, you don't make a point, make my point also. When you come out to say we are better than you the base now on what for to say we are better than you?
On the results for the season.
Whatever, or your personal opinion, right?
No, not personal opinion. Well, they are facts now.
Make my point also. No.
Okay, make your point.
You know, vous savez, la communication aux médias, c'est quelque chose qu'on apprend aux joueurs professionnellement, comment répondre aux questions. Tu n'es pas obligé même d'être honnête quand tu réponds à la question. Regarde, il est resté poli envers Lyon au début. Même si tu ne crois pas, Lyon, c'est une grande équipe. On va affronter une grande équipe demain. C'est ça, un grand match. Et j'espère qu'on va gagner. Tu restes platonique comme ça, là, ça passe. C'est comme ça qu'on leur apprend à parler. Mais maintenant, si tu...
Non. Laisse-nous ça, mon frère. Laisse-nous ça, mon frère.
On a dit, permet à l'autre personne à qui tu parles de répondre. Maintenant, si lui répond d'aller low, what do? You choose either to stay quiet or yeah. So now, Matic a été très intelligent. Excusez-moi, je vais être cru. Matic a maintenant choisi de mettre la pression plutôt sur Onana. Même plus sur l'équipe de Lyon, sur Onana. Ce qui fait que toute l'Europe, tout le monde entier attendait la performance d'Onana, qui a dit que Manchester United était plus grand que Lyon. C'est l'intelligence de Matic. Il a retiré la pression là sur Lyon et il a mis sur les épaules d'Onana. Et on a vu les résultats dans tous les médias après le match.
Let me say something.
Et comment le match s'est passé? Lyon a gagné. Lyon était à la maison, n'est-ce pas? Ils ont gagné.
We'll get there. More finish over the level. I remember very well when Etofis was playing for Chelsea and Mourinho came out and said,
papa.
No, that's not what happened. He not come out for public. Now he begin in private.
I'm finish now. Etofis not take a person of can report for social media.
He go for fight.
He go for fee. He scored 3 goals.
He nailed them.
And then he go celebrate now like una say.
No, he scored now 1 goal. No be against now 1 goal we score against Tottenham. We go make that thing so.
He scored now 1 goal for that game.
Against Tottenham.
Yeah. Now 1 goal.
Tottenham. It been a 1. Yeah.
But this proof say this no. I don't old, but we do better than whether you are younger guys and if you do. This is my point.
It's how many goals that season?
Now you ask me say how many goals that season now.
No, but not the talk thing when not the travel or more thing. It's how many goals?
How many goals them? You talk about most stable play with the story. My point is Onana can't talk with you again for talk, you understand? Because the first thing I say, no, Matic first I can't talk. Now Onana can't start talk. You understand? And then Matic deserve to respond in a very disrespectful way for play on the mental.
Exactly.
Me personally, I just feel like Onana for should be quiet, can do a perfect game, and there will be an opportunity for we who can't say, see which way you talk, see which way you talk, or the same way. Now, even when he can respond, and no say Onana didn't respond because he be confident about the game way he will produce them. But when you're confident and you don't produce the result,
they go blast.
Expecting people will talk, especially when you already come for social media. You can't post this, you post that, you post that. You don't even blame any man for that. Now more talk about the game itself. I don't want to start with True Lion. I want to start with Ejab. That game, Manchester United, you don't first talk about what me repeat.
No, see, honest, if you be honest to yourselves, no analysis for the game about Onana performance. No support will pass 1 minute. It was an awful performance. I don't know all that. I don't talk. I don't get anything again for talk. It was awful.
Awful performance.
Yeah, because I even notice and say, player. Sorry, I don't notice and say even players around the lose confidence for Onana because on ball the day way, Maguire be feel leave Onana for catch him. Maguire clear that ball for throw. You see, I say they run the lose confidence. They don't even get confidence again for the person for the back. It did happen for Chelsea at some point when kept there for Paul. So I'm afraid say something will happen. Onana, I don't know what will happen. The miracle will happen, but we not give a talk more. Onana had an awful performance against Lyon.
Na Maguire better.
Eh?
Na Maguire better.
So comment.
No, but that's what we're talking about, True Lion. We don't start to compare Onana performance or Maguire performance, then there's a problem.
There's actually a problem.
Yeah, we don't start to take Onana and Maguire.
Of course,
Ajab,
of course, Onana had a bad game. Manchester United had a bad game.
Awful game, not bad, awful.
But that's regardless. Onana, those 2 goals were on Onana. No one can deny that. But if you say that Onana should go to a press conference and keep quiet, then you are not part of football. Then you don't understand football.
But who said that?
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about innocent trying to talk as if in football they don't go to press conference and you said Onana was not out of the line. Those are things that they say in football week in, week out. Okay? You try to play mind games.
True Lion.
You try to play mind games. Matic won in his mind games. Matic won in, but did Lyon win the game? No, it's 2-2. So Manchester United came there with a point, and now Manchester United is going back to Manchester, and if they win the game, Lyon will be out, and Onana will win his argument that Manchester United is better than Lyon. Of course.
Okay. Je vais répondre à ça vite fait.
Point before I forget, you know, I'm not smart like you. True Lion, we need to about this argument. You understand? The two of the tongue I say, if you decide for chook to my eye, that's why they grow up. I never said my mommy. My mommy be tell me say if person bites here, nose no fear kata, bite is show no fear shit. And at the same policy or principle that way, magic apply them. If you decide to make fun about my team, the team will put fun for my team or everything. Guess what? I will make fun also about your personal career, which is so crazy. And it was just an opportunity for Onana to come out really strong and do it for make people like me just don't quiet. But guess what? It do the contrary. It do the opposite. Contrary to where Edge of the talk, me I don't really blame Onana, especially for I think the second goal. The first goal, even the first goal. Because the first goal, one of that situation, the way you see a player, are they serious? You see a player go head him, you expect someone will touch him. Yeah, you understand? But then no man will touch him, so if he easily enter, now so me I see him. You understand? The second goal, almost the same thing. It came from a ball that has been moving from side to side. So
he came quickly to him.
Man, where he even tries to even catch and push him back. You understand? Unfortunately, he push him. And then the mistake that we're going to even make up, he always push the ball them, attacker.
Yeah, those.
Two most go keep by the door and I say they strong push him corner.
Out. Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. But when even that second goal, I don't blame you. But you don't play what blame Onana. When you have decided to drag it to office, you have decided to join a group of persons who are dragging someone into office, you understand? We also will take advantage of situation where we not say it not even concern you. We'll take and we'll drag you. What I like or
okay.
You don't bring it to inside the story,
Lion. Les conférences d'avant-match, c'est justement l'occasion pour montrer soit de l'élégance ou bien teaser l'équipe en face. Maintenant, il a montré un peu d'élégance et il a teasé l'équipe. C'est pour hyper le match. On est d'accord. Mais maintenant, celui qui est de l'autre côté a pris le teasing là. Il a transformé ça parce que c'est une guerre de communication. Et il a enlevé la pression, comme je vous disais, sur leurs épaules. Lui-même, déjà, il n'était même pas titulaire. Il n'a même pas joué le match. Matic. Il n'a même pas joué le match. Il était assis au banc. Mais toute la presse anglaise, toute la presse européenne, regardait la performance d'Onana. Pourquoi? Parce que Matic a été intelligent. Et pourquoi Onana a ouvert la porte pour qu'on le mette dans cette position? Ce qu'on est en train de dire, c'est Onana doit soigner sa communication. Ce n'est pas surtout qu'il est obligé de montrer qu'il a un mental fort, il a le moral fort. Non, le moral fort se montre au stade. Concentre-toi sur tes performances. Les performances vont parler pour toi. Si tu as besoin absolument de donner un avis, quand les professionnels qui vont écrire, comme la plupart de ces gens-là font, ils ont les communicants pour eux, ce n'est pas eux qui écrivent généralement, qui vont écrire pour toi parce qu'on regarde l'impact sur ta carrière, on regarde l'impact sur ta performance, on regarde l'impact sur ta psychologie. Donc, on ne prend pas n'importe quoi pour écrire. Maintenant, en ce qui concerne le match en lui-même, il a fait exactement ce que Matic attendait de lui.
Yep.
C'est tout. Et maintenant, vous avez même vu à la fin, Matic a écrit, du moins, il le naguait sur ses réseaux sociaux. Il le naguait. Ce n'est pas parce que Lyon a gagné, non, mais parce que le mind games qu'il a commencé à avoir, Nana, il a gagné sa propre, pour la main. Ce n'est pas parce que Lyon a gagné. Mais honnêtement, Lyon a fait une meilleure partie que Manchester United, soyons honnêtes. On a vu le même match. C'est pour ça que quand Edjab dit que Manchester United a fait un awful performance, je suis d'accord avec lui. Parce qu'on ne pouvait pas vous laisser dominer à ce point-là. Vous avez d'abord pris un but, vous avez réussi à égaliser et à passer devant. Concentrez-vous pour garder la victoire et puis vous laissez, on vient encore vous arracher un match nul. Mais ça a donné à Lyon la hype d'aller à Manchester fort parce qu'ils ont senti qu'ils peuvent bouger l'équipe de Manchester. Donc le retour même, ce ne sera pas facile pour eux. Donc sur le terrain, il a fait exactement ce que Matic attendait de lui et toute la presse, oui, attendait sa performance, s'en est pris à lui. Parce qu'on disait que non, quand tu sors la bouche, tu parles beaucoup. Donne-nous les performances qui vont faire en sorte qu'on dise que non, quand tu parles,
No,
tu
man.
dis. C'est un peu.
No, but that's not true now. That's not true. What did Nana say that was out of the ordinary? That's not true. When you say quand tu sors, tu parles beaucoup. Quand tu dis quand tu sors, tu parles beaucoup. Nana ne parle pas beaucoup. Press conferences are things like that. Press conferences.
En conférence de presse, tu parles de façon professionnelle, comme ils ont l'habitude de faire. Non, c'est un grand club. Parce qu'en réalité, au football, il n'y a pas.
Excuse me. So who was more professional? Who was more professional? You're talking about professionalism. Who was more professional?
Pardon?
So Nana was more professional.
Dans où?
Nana was more professional.
Tu n'as pas donc compris le problème. Tu n'as pas compris le football au niveau du mental. Si tu penses ça.
No. I mean, what are you talking about?
My answer the one. Sinon, Onana is very, very mean. That's what I don't know. Number one.
No, I'm talking about.
My establish my point. I beg. You know,
no, but let's stay focused on the press conference. Let's be on the press conference. We're talking about the press conference. I don't want to talk about Kongosa. I don't want to talk about Kongosa. Let's stay on the press conference.
True Lion, guess what? My TikTok, which we talk, he end for press conference. He should not quiet. Onana not only come out for Vestiaire, he want go for play where support that they were learning. Go touch for one proof for they say now me I be Onana and see no. Now so you don't know. Now some provocation we not find. Guess what? If you go for they pick a team and they start shooting, it will be said they don't shooting. But it's provocative. Now professional feed that way we all know say they pull, they go pose and they find and everything. You go touch it, you go test and I will do it. Then now for Kumba. But
that's what they do. Pretty much that's what goalkeepers do.
Sako. You never see goalkeeper test bad and for all the time. Sako. Why will you say that now?
You never understand my point. This is my point. We all for here probably we don't marry. You understand? So time the way when you know your madam when I get some small kind of thing. You understand? You know, say they will kitchen, it makes you a kind thing. You didn't just pass, you need to talk to you. But then the way they will kitchen the fried chicken, you pass, you take your one piece, or you pass the tap is this thing, say, hey, you understand? Then the way you need to do some kind of thing, because say, not two, you know, if you do them. But because you know, say, if you do it at this point in time, it will be considered a provocation. That is my point. And then you talk to them like right for go look the bar or go do some kind of thing there. So when you do it, especially for that time,
that time frame.
After another go back and forth. They consider like provocation.
How that act be provocative? The act where go touch pool. I don't know. Maybe Nami I not see and find. How it be provocative?
Il est sorti seul, Edja. En premier pour aller vérifier les filets et monter un peu la tête haute là devant les supporters de Lyon. Et quand il souriait.
Okay.
Il n'avait pas besoin de tout ça. Et c'est lui qui vérifie les filets. C'est les arbitres qui font ça. Mais c'était taquin.
Wait, goalkeeper ne touch pour them. Or you mean I say for that particular machine nobody ever do it?
Non, il peut même faire, ça ne dérange pas. Il peut le faire. ça ne dérange pas. Mais ce n'est pas un point qui est nécessaire. Les arbitres vérifient les filets avant la rencontre, avant chaque début de match. Mais ce que je vais dire, quand tu es dans une position où on est en train de te mettre la pression, fais profil bas et plutôt laisse tes performances faire pour toi. Maintenant, il est allé devant les supporters des Lions. Ils ont fait ça. Mais moi, je ne peux pas aussi apprécier ce que les supporters lyonnais ont fait parce qu'ils étaient en train de chanter Onananik, Tamé et tout le reste. Ça fait partie du jeu, mais c'est quand même trop bas quand même. Tu vois un peu, je ne suis pas d'accord avec ça. Mais toi-même, ne pas aussi les exciter parce qu'ils ne sont pas aussi intelligents que toi. Ne pas les exciter.
And Jab, that's what we're saying. Like I talk. Sometimes the view, you do not say, okay, me na the man now, so thing they not do that way. Thing the way we do and normally we do am because say, okay, the person not dey okay with me. Onana did not need to do all of that. All that thing at that point in time, it be considered provocation. And when you do all that thing them, and then you mess the way you mess, now you go push that people, they will go online for social media, go to say, we be tell Onana, na kasongo. You understand? But if you not do and you can't throw away a manioc. They will go there hard softly, you will go you hard softly. But you cannot come online and start a query, start some fight, start some controversy. I know you're expecting that the same way some man will hear the editor say, Sako, you hate Onana, Sako, you hate Onana. Guess what? Go for my social media. I don't make posts them back to back about Onana, praising him, celebrating him. Even 2 days ago, I made a post that was celebrating him for. If you don't even know me, I even like the fact that Onana is a strong-willed person. You understand? Now, one of that person, the way he talks, say, Eto, in as much as if you challenge Gongo, all of this person, me to have challenge you. You understand? Me, I like the attitude because I show me a day. But guess what? There is a limit to all of those things. Do have a way people will feel like, okay, what you do now, it makes sense. Somebody asked me, say, wait, Onana, do me, my answer you. When you, Onana, you go for interview, then you talk about your career. Like I don't talk for you. You see where the edge up, True Lion, Malik, Innocent, my brother Sprido, a zombie, and all of these guys them.
Sprido one talk.
Yeah, Sprido one talk. By the way, line already they open my opinion when I start call. When I see what Una is do, whether I like it or not, I'll be forever indebted to Una. Because at one point in time, now I bring some energy for the platform and go take me go for somewhere to go. You understand? How you will feel if 20 years later, Toridey is out there and everyone is talking about Toridey, and then I say, oh, Toridey, tell us about your journey. And then I talk about the journey, I don't mention Una. You feel take okay, but for me, now this is what I ever tolerate them. You understand? And now the thing that Una don't constantly do them. He don't constantly put himself in a position where people don't want to stop setting short. Line don't be open. Anybody want call? Some person they call. Wait. Hello? S'il vous plaît, il faut que on vous rappelle parce que il paraît que ça ne. Yeah. Allô? Okay, Baba, wait till I connect that thing again avec. I don't know why. Yeah, me say wait till Onana do me my answer you.
Ijab.
Yes?
You say something?
Hello?
No. No, not something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think the line don't be connected now. Sprite or how far?
Adio, Asalona.
Yeah, I know say one contribute about that one and a palava.
Very, very curious. My brother True Lion, Asaluto. Asaluto on that people then. As innocent Biki talk about mind games.
Yeah.
And now for them actually win for the mind games. Because as a goalkeeper you play for one of the most prestigious clubs there for the world.
Mm-hmm.
And you know say your performance this season never actually really there as people they really expect from you as we Cameroonians or the hype say the best goalkeeper in the world, no whether not the best goalkeeper in the virtual world because for me and Isiami, you just need for sure quiet. Matijon play for that very United. Matijon play for Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
Then Matish you talk, Matish can't talk, then you go reply Matish you trophy. Matish come up Premier League, I think with 5 trophy, I think 3 Premier League with Chelsea, FA Cup and EFL. So we'll see how many Onana will come out. since he won the track. Then another thing, during the last press conference for Cameroon, David Eboan played a match qualification World Cup. On a talk of press conference, c'est moi je ne suis même pas les réseaux sociaux. So the thing surprised me say we actually see Matishi this thing should go reply back. But come here, be no saying it's sur les réseaux sociaux. As if now he says be up him up top. No be. Then I don't know why we Cameroonians we not ever like to talk the truth. Onana's performance in United this season is very poor. When I leave that in the world, you work a high PC, best goalkeeper in the world and whatsoever. Onana performance for the United this season is very, very poor. Matich talk, there's no line in what Matich said. Matich don't play for United, he don't play with the Garden, I think. And the statistics are there. The statistics are there. Even that first goal, I think even Posco, I should say Posco even talk about the thing after the game. I sure Posco even drops some analysis, yes, about this thing. Plenty football points them drop analysis about this thing. It was very, very poor. No, leave the thing say, oh, this and that, under protection neutral. He can't have Maghrib is the coach it on be protected. So under protection neutral, he can't all that kind of thing. All that one enough for it. It was in mess. That's me I feel in mess that they threw that.
Sorry, spread. I feel say the conversation about on a performance for the match or this thing. You're talking about a general performance, Breeze and the rest. Mojo, I don't know. Sorry, if I'm focus on this.
No, I did not go for the party. I did just go for the party. They be the bashi. Palava the performance for the match. You understand no? Then they be the person who protect it because of our own person. But as I did talk again, the performance for the match itself as an innocent don't talk how full. Yes, you know, perform nothing. That the true that we did it. Because even that second goal,
Yeah, but
that second goal where they score you, that second goal where they score you, Onana was in a good position, and that man kicked that ball, his two hands every day down. Where if Offisti catch that ball, he said, okay, even release the ball. That attacker the Kawa Onana no go all his skin name.
but Sprado,
All his skin name. Yes.
yeah, I mean, what you say that Onana messed for that much, of course, Onana messed for that much. Onana is one of the best goalkeepers in the world. That's why he's getting paid 6 million. That's why Onana is one of the best goalkeepers in the world, right? That's why he's getting paid 6 million. Now, if you look at Manchester United, because one thing we'll fail to understand, I say, we try for blame performance of a team to one person, which is not true, and that's what Amorim, the coach of Manchester United, actually said. He backed on Onana, because when you look at the performance of Manchester United, I think is number 13 or number 14 in the league. And it's not only because of Onana, the whole team. If you even look players like as recent as Anthony, who left Manchester United, you see their performance out of Manchester United is even better, because Manchester United has a culture that is actually failing right now, not just because of Onana, but because they signed wrong players to play a system that does not actually fit the team. So we can go on and on. However, Onana has a contract till 2027. And recently, I heard that Suzuki, the Japanese goalkeeper, Manchester United has been looking to sign Suzuki. One thing that would be good for Onana is that I want Onana to be dropped, because when you have such bad performances, in order to waken yourself up, the coach has to drop Onana, and I believe that Onana will bounce back. Onana is a damn good goalkeeper, and in this day and age, I will want Onana to play for my team like Barcelona, because everybody that goes to Manchester United, their performances drop. The only player that has been consistent for Manchester United this year is their captain, Fernandes, and it's just recently. All other players' performances, you can talk about Casemiro, one of the best holding midfielders before he left actually Real Madrid. You can talk about Maguire, who came from Leicester, one of the best. You can talk about Sancho. You can talk about Di Maria since Alex Ferguson left. So there's a problem with Manchester United's culture. Onana went there for the money, and believe me or not, if Onana leaves Manchester United, comes to a team maybe like Barcelona, I will wish Onana will go back to be a top goalkeeper. Because
I beg me on no come at team. Okay, brother, my ask us motive for two don't talk. You say Onana one of the best goalkeepers in the world now. Why that? Yeah, yes. You say Onana one of the best goalkeepers in the world now. Why that's what they pay that money we call and so. But for me, I don't think so.
Yeah.
For me, I don't think so. No, for me, because best one of the best goalkeeper in the world is sign of your performance and your trophy. Forget about the money.
Okay.
You know, if you come
Okay, so so performance, right?
Yes, and your trophies.
Saying performance, right? So performance and trophies, and Onana has performance and trophies, right? Onana don't win FA Cup with Manchester United, right? Very few players you can say that.
Onana get Champions League.
How many goalkeepers have won Champions League?
Onana win Champions League last year.
One of the best goalkeepers right now.
The best goalkeeper in the world does not have the Champions League.
I say one of them. Understand English. One of them. Oblak is one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Does he have a Champions League?
No. Oblak no get that.
Martinez is one of the best goalkeepers of the world. Does he have a Champions League? So you think everybody now all goalkeepers that they win trophies?
He get World Cup. When you want to talk about Onana don't win league, so many goalkeepers they win league every day, every now and then.
Okay, so it's one of the best top 10 well-paid goalkeepers. Onana is there.
Toridey, yeah. See, I know buy the point say be one of the best in the world, but you don't need to win Champions League to be one of the best in the world.
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
My point is, I need to talk say for win Champions League for be one of the best. I don't want to argue now based on true line and the fact say he don't win weighty. Now my argument that when you want to start talking, he don't win Onana never win any prestigious way if he qualify as one of the best. We will touch Onana good because okay, if you count his saves, if you count this now because the people on team way he be weak. Like I talk, I need to even attribute that goals away Onana and Kessie for Lyon as irresponsibility. You understand? But guess what? If you watch this, just if one of the best of the world because he don't win weighty. Besides weighty winner for Italy. And maybe local trophies he winner for Ajax. Which Onana don't win?
I don't know trophies.
If you want to talk about well best on trophies,
Kono be one of the best goalkeepers and Kono be win weighty. Toman Kono be win weighty.
You know, win not.
Songo don't win past Toman Kono, but you don't classify Songo that better than Toman Kono. What Songo don't win?
Take the callers on caller they online. We'll fight after.
Hello.
Yeah.
Allô, bonjour.
Bonjour frère.
Oui, c'est pour participer à votre émission. Je ne sais pas si je peux.
Oui, boss. Vous avez 2, 3,
oui,
4
je vous remercie. Je voudrais juste faire une petite remarque avant de commencer. C'est que vous avez des sujets très intéressants. Et lorsque vous nous donnez la parole, c'est souvent un peu difficile de savoir exactement de quoi on va parler. Mais je vais commencer par le cas Onana. Nous sommes Camerounais, c'est ce que nous oublions. Nous sommes Camerounais. Si nous parlons d'Onana, c'est parce que nous sommes Camerounais. C'est pas parce qu'on aime Manchester. Oui. C'est pas parce qu'on déteste Lyon, c'est parce qu'on aime Onana. Oui. Et moi, la question que je veux poser à ceux qui disent que Onana, c'est le meilleur goal du monde, est-ce qu'en tant que Camerounais, on est fier d'avoir un goal qui joue chez nous et qui a la référence d'être celui qui a encaissé le plus de buts de son fait pour son équipe en Europe? C'est pas rassurant pour une équipe nationale. C'est pas rassurant pour une équipe nationale où notre gardien titulaire est celui qui a encaissé les buts à cause de lui, qui a fait encaisser en son club les buts à cause de sa faute. C'est pas rassurant. Vous savez, il n'y a aucun pays au monde qui réussit à gagner une compétition parce que son goal est le meilleur goal au monde. On a Jan Oblak. Presque personne ne connaît sa nationalité. Il est slovène. La Slovénie n'a pas de prétention d'être la meilleure équipe d'Europe parce qu'ils ont Jan Oblak. Jan Oblak, c'est l'un des meilleurs au monde. Mais il ne peut pas aider la Slovénie à gagner une compétition. Donc, le fait qu'on se concentre sur Onana, on empêche à nos attaquants d'avoir la pression nécessaire pour nous faire gagner. Parce que ce sont les attaquants qui font gagner un match. Ce sont les milieux de terrain qui font gagner un match. Le gardien empêche seulement de perdre. Mais pour gagner un match, pour gagner une compétition, une équipe a besoin des attaquants, des milieux. Le goal permet seulement en cas extrême de sauver l'équipe. Donc, le fait qu'on parle trop d'Onana, moi, je crois que c'est rabaisser l'équipe nationale du Cameroun. Son salaire, son statut à Manchester United ne nous sert à rien. Vous savez que cette année, Brian Mbeumo a l'une des références en termes de buts au championnat anglais. Donc, les Camerounais devraient se vanter de ça. Oui. Mais parce qu'on est dans les polémiques inutiles, on a décidé de parler d'Onana. Si le Cameroun décide donc de lancer Brian Mbeumo, de dire que non, on a un attaquant de valeur, on a un attaquant qui peut faire trembler les défenses, mais les équipes adverses auront peur de nous. Mais puisque personne ne parle de Brian Mbeumo, n'importe quel défenseur de n'importe quel pays va le barrer et n'aura pas de pression et va arracher les ballons. Parce qu'on a peur d'un attaquant à cause de la communication sur lui. Mohamed Salah, avec tous ses buts, on a peur de lui parce qu'il marque, parce que les journaux disent le meilleur au monde, c'est si. Mais on a Brian Mbeumo, aucun débat, personne ne parle. Tout ce qui nous concerne, Onana est riche, Onana est grand, Onana est beau. C'est son argent pour lui et sa famille. La seule chose qui nous intéresse en tant que Camerounais, est-ce qu'il nous rassure quand on le voit jouer à Manchester United? Non. Et la réponse est non. Donc, fait tout ce débat, ça lui ajoute encore une pression supplémentaire. Parce que ce que celui-là fait, True Lion, en fait, croyant le soutenir, il lui ajoute encore de la pression. Parce que tant que vous ne faites que dire à quelqu'un qu'il est grand, il est beau, il va croire que ce qu'il fait est bien et il va continuer dessus. Donc, il va continuer les boulettes. Ça, c'était ma page sur Onana. Et moi, je trouve ça dommage. Maintenant, je veux revenir sur le football jeune parce que moi, c'est ce qui m'a intéressé. Et depuis le début, je voulais vraiment intervenir. Vous savez, dans toute république, le football appartient à l'État. Mais parce que c'est une grosse infrastructure, l'État délègue son pouvoir à une entité publique-privée pour gérer. Et cette entité, c'est la FECAFOOT. Donc, c'est la volonté politique qui développe le football. Le football jeune n'est développé. Quand je dis développé, nulle part dans le monde, à l'exception des États-Unis. Parce que quand on regarde les championnats des universités, le championnat des collèges, ça c'est le football jeune chez eux. Mais ailleurs, que ce soit en Europe, que ce soit en Asie, que ce soit en Amérique, que ce soit en Afrique, le football jeune n'intéresse personne. La seule chose qui intéresse dans le football jeune, c'est est-ce qu'on a un championnat professionnel où ces jeunes qu'on forme peuvent jouer. Je vous ai entendu parler de des brasseries ou bien de Kadji. Si moi, je suis une autorité qui a une parole qui compte, les brasseries et Kadji n'ont pas le droit de donner les joueurs pour le football jeune parce qu'ils forment des jeunes pour qui va les utiliser. Quand Kadji forme les jeunes, on dit Baleba, on dit tel. 5 joueurs réussissent à s'en sortir. Mais les 30 autres qui sont à l'académie avec les Baleba qui sont formés, ils vont aller où? Ça, j'appelle ça de l'escroquerie. Ceux qui souffrent pour le football, c'est les clubs. C'est les clubs qui doivent envoyer les joueurs aux compétitions des Lions indomptables. Clairefontaine a un centre de formation en France, l'un des plus grands centres de formation même de Clairefontaine, mais aucune compétition internationale. On ne prend un jeune de Clairefontaine, on va prendre les jeunes du centre de formation de Lyon, de Marseille, de Nice, de Cannes, parce que c'est eux qui dépensent de l'argent. Clairefontaine, c'est l'argent de l'État. Les brasseries, c'est l'argent de nos bières, c'est l'argent de nos bières qui forment les joueurs. Donc, même si personne ne s'en sort, les brasseries ne vont pas faire faillite. Même si les brasseries font 10 ans sans vendre un seul joueur, ils ne peuvent pas faire faillite parce que nous, on va boire les bières et ils vont mettre ça dans le sport. Donc, prenons toujours tout à l'origine. La coupe taupe que les brasseries organisaient, c'est qu'ils avaient une boisson, les taupes, et on disait à l'époque que la taupe, c'est la boisson des enfants, c'est la boisson des jeunes. Alors les brasseries, pour, comme on appelle souvent, œuvre sociale, ils ont dit, pendant les vacances, on va souvent aller faire jouer les enfants dans une compétition qu'ils ont appelée coupe taupe. Et puis, en cours de chemin, ils se sont rendus compte que, hey, il y a l'argent dans le football. On peut exploiter cette faille. Ils ont créé une structure de formation des jeunes et dès que vous atteignez l'âge pour être vendu, ils vous vendent dans les clubs de Ligue 1, ils vous vendent les clubs professionnels et ils gagnent l'argent. Pourtant, vous savez, en football et en sport en général, là où il y a les dépenses réelles et véritables, c'est dans les clubs professionnels parce que vous payez tout. Mais eux, ils décident que la poche de dépenses principale, on ne le fait pas. Ils mettent ça de côté et ils laissent Canon, Coton, Union, PWD, Young Sport à souffrir maintenant, à dépenser 300 millions par an parce que c'est minimum au Cameroun. Il faut 200 millions de francs. Il y a un cabinet qui a étudié qu'une véritable équipe, si elle paye les salaires, si elle loge les joueurs dans les hôtels, si les clubs voyagent, il faut 200 millions de francs minimum par an pour qu'un club professionnel puisse tenir tout le championnat. Une dépense que Brasserie et Kadi ne font pas. Et puis, ils se retrouvent en train de vendre Baléba. Mais comme je disais, au Cameroun, il n'y a pas de vision politique parce qu'on est le pays du hasard. Dieu a béni le Cameroun. On a des athlètes performants sans formation parce que les Mila, les Abega et tout le reste, on ne sait pas comment ils se sont formés. Ils avaient simplement le don. Francis Ngannou, on ne sait pas comment c'est arrivé. Il est simplement doué. Tu vas arriver dans une grande université, tu vas trouver un professeur camerounais diplômé dans une matière vraiment où il faut un QI exceptionnel parce que Dieu nous a bénis. Mais la volonté politique qui organise tout ça, on n'a pas. Et tant qu'au Cameroun, on ne va pas poser le vrai problème, c'est-à-dire, quelle est la volonté politique derrière tout ce que nous faisons? Nous serons toujours zéro. Et c'est pour ça que moi, je rends grâce à Dieu pour quelqu'un comme Samuel Eto'o. Il est venu avec une vision. Il a dit, structurons le football professionnel. Donnons 200 000 francs à chaque joueur. Mais si moi, je suis un parent, j'ai un enfant qui veut jouer au football, et puis je me rends compte qu'en Elite, en Elite One, tous les joueurs ont leurs 200 000. Je vais encourager mon fils à jouer au football parce qu'il y a les débouchés. Pourquoi est-ce que les jeunes vont jouer au football? Peut-être vous ne le savez pas. Une étude en Angleterre a démontré que pour qu'un jeune sorte professionnel est 17 fois plus difficile qu'un enfant devienne chirurgien cardiaque. 17 fois plus difficile qu'un enfant devienne. C'est-à-dire que j'ai un fils qui veut être chirurgien cardiaque, j'ai un fils qui veut être footballeur professionnel. Celui qui veut être footballeur professionnel, c'est 17 fois plus dur que celui qui veut être chirurgien. Et vous pensez que c'est par hasard comme ça qu'on va venir créer? Non, c'est pas possible. Il faut une volonté politique. Et tant qu'il n'y a pas de volonté politique, on va mourir et on est mort. Donc, j'espère que je n'ai pas été très long. Si c'est possible, je vais revenir. Je vous remercie.
Merci.
My brother, man, your contribution is always so timely and so good. You see, Ejab is even clapping for you is because when you start speaking, we just listen. And on ne pas même pas, on ne rend même pas compte que tu as fait 2 minutes ou 3 minutes. On focalise seulement sur ce que vous avez dit. Mais thank you very much. Let's take another caller. Hello? Okay, I think the person is going to call. I beg, give me 1 second, my address on tin. I got my friend for here. He said, I swear to God, it's a shame to see some Cameroonians joining Nigerians to ridicule our own son, Onana. First of all, the very first thing I want to say, the person who talk this thing, he stay for America. So you're an African, you're a Cameroonian, you're not staying in Cameroon, you're not benefiting from what Cameroon can provide for you. You stay for America, but then you have that mentality of we never criticize Onana because we be Cameroonians. Or people they criticize Onana because they Nigerians. No, they criticize Onana because he had, like I don't talk, me, I don't think say the performance was bad. But other people they thought say other 2 goals them, na kosam, na their opinion. When I stop all these small mind game for we must support you because we Cameroonian. That is so wrong. That is so wrong. The same way you expect when you go for some place, go find work for America, they go hire you maybe because you be Cameroonian or no, they'll hire you because you be capable. Now the same thing they expect Onana do the same way you get for do as a goalkeeper for Manchester United. The caller will come up for corner, so don't talk to Witty. He talks say the one mistake would make and so they talk so much about Onana, would ignore people like Baleba and Buemo them, where they do so many positive things. Guess what we talk about Onana? He claims say no day for social media. They always do for social media. He claims say any see what they happen with fake foot and minicep. Whereas now them be the people that they organize meeting, but they can read letter, but talk say, oh, we no want this and that and that. You understand? He claims say, oh, get no problem with a fish and this and that. But then when they put you for interview, guess what? You talk about people the way they bless your career and this and that. You don't talk about Etofis and Fundes. Oh, if you put yourself in that position, we will know what Etofis do for you. We will come for you also. It's as simple as that. None of Palava Nigeria or Cameroon or no. I follow so many Nigerian platforms where Onana do well, they praise you, they celebrate you. But when he do wrong, Una accept say do wrong. Una move other rubbish from our mind say, oh, because he's a Cameroonian, we know to say do wrong. If na so na more the think, he too also may know for a mind if it office do wrong, make she don't quiet. It's as simple as that. Una move other rubbish from our mind for the that Una no make a man spoil the show. That's just the way around the hand. Marco Rashford was bashed and insulted by English people and Manchester United fans for poor performance, but Cameroonians can't criticize Onana. Very true. Now, football, once you don't choose, say, you want to represent the country or you want to represent the club, especially when you feel say you get right for come for social media, you get right for go for press conference, go to say we are better than Lyon because we play for Manchester United. Expect anything from the other person. When my teach or whatever they call him, if you can to say, yeah, any person will get an opinion, but maybe the worst goalkeeper for Manchester United history, you just have to take him. And then when you come back and answer ye, and then you come back when game one start, now you be the only Manchester United player will come out. You can't taste fee for professional stadium. What you try to prove him? You can't show them say, na me I be Onana, na me I be the goalkeeper. I will show us on TV here today. And then when you get the result, when you get and everybody want to talk, they say, oh, na to feel pay journalism. No one is paying anyone. You put yourself in that place. Assume your responsibility.
Et de fils, non, c'est pas seulement médical.
Yeah, so person in the call, na sorry, master. I didn't so when this thing that service so where I just explode. Mo take the call back. Una stop that rubbish. Una stop that rubbish. Some people they talk.
Maguire, don't suffer pass Onana.
Hello?
Yeah, I said, ma make this short contribution before I sleep. You get me?
Yeah, we get you very well. But go on.
All right. I want to just address I wish say True Lion for CB on the show.
No,
I hope to not.
True Lion see there. Now say if you do something, now I put it for backstage.
Yeah. I wish say truly Onana as a footballer.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say I wish say person like Onana need listen to this kind of voice. Honestly, we'll be talk about Onana issue with Matish. When I look all this issue, he get a history where he be so recent. The good partner say, oh, if we will not start watch ball now for 2021, like most Cameroonians, right? If you look the way Onana don't be for quite a while, the episode with Matish are just one of the visible stage for everything we don't go on behind the scene with him. For example, when you play for club like Man United for this current generation, don't be like say actually it be very easy to pick out any one player of Man United that talks that they was for a position in history. It is very true because collectively now the worst Man United group and the stats are there. So the question I say, as all them be that bad, Casemiro don't come for the career don't his status don't go so down. This guy will come out Chelsea, Mason Mount. come for the same issue. All the great players don't come. Why be say they pick now on Onana now? Now because he don't choose to put himself in that position. He don't give himself that spotlight. And you know if you blame any person we go use them against him. Look over the past 9 months or so. How many Man United players they don't embrace media, they don't embrace them? Bruno they run from media. So most of them only do now obligated press briefing when you be obliged to do and before match and after match. How many times you see every 2-3 weeks on another invite some journalists where he has or don't get some interview? He's too present where the team is going to be very, very bad with the Moyusa against it. Wait till Matish talk. Matish no vex on a call you say small team. No. More listen keenly. He says statistically, you want the worst. It talks say if not De Gea be talker or the other recent United goalkeepers, if you understand. But you way statistically, you be worse off than all those ones that you can't talk. You give a check through the top. Now, when I start look on an attitude for press briefing them. Look, Cameroon in recent game where they play for year on day. When I see that sham 15 minutes press cover where they can organize them, look the posture.
Yeah.
You see, I'm saying a guy where you just for Cameroon will call say a leader, but you should say everywhere the one be the one imposed as a leader. Where you look my United current squad, he's not a leader. But that over presence trying to show that you are a leader, where you know be. You know, makes it. It didn't say deep it just sink into a deep hole. And when people like Chula, they can't throw out this kind of voices, you see the band, all of that. If you focus for that off the field side, pay close attention. It don't start being too distracted. And it's just a way to this player don't get to he. Now, whether I feel very bad for him, if you look some of the recent images there was this guy, he's going through something. And he didn't say when they be frail with this kind of voice, they say you are the best. He didn't say keep it for that state where you know get for BD. Innocent be the experience on thing for you as a professional footballer, you get for know the times where you did it. You know how you communicate. That game where when I can't talk about Lyon, it was not a pre-game press conference. Now, after the last league game, now TNT Sport Journalism called it for one side. Look, even when CR7 did for that team, where he came for a second spell, how many times Ronaldo talked to the press? The one time he talked to the press was Pierre Smoke and he broke table. Every great player, you know the times where that team did it, you know how to take yourself off the media spotlight. Media not be a friend, but and you don't try for one make media like a friend. And that same British media, they don't put many United players in depression. Rashford be the crisis chest come off your eye. They never even start dragging. Why? Now because you don't go close to them. You know if you just be every match, they just call you one side, you can't stop. Play the way they shun her off. As long as it's not an obliged interview, if you shun her off, you walk away. Because for Man United, you can pick out anyone now and say they are the worst in this generation, and you'll be right. Because statistically, Højlund are the worst striker, Casemiro are the worst holding midfielder, Onana are the worst goalkeeper statistically for United, and all the other players. But why are they not dragging at them? So they might complain.
Onana no be the worst keeper. Casemiro no be the worst holding midfielder. Even statistically, no be the worst.
No, for the modern for the modern era.
Okay, yeah. For the modern era, statistically, yeah.
What modern era? What modern era? What modern era?
Modern era. Wait. True Lion. Compare Onana.
No, 1920. I was scared. No, because United was 1920.
No. Hold on. And Onana take over from David De Gea, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
David De Gea at time for United. He commits 17 offenses where directly lead to goal. For how many years will De Gea play for United? Years. For the many more than 10 years we play for United, he commits 17 errors directly lead to goal. Mm-hmm. Andrew already commit 14 in a very short spell at United. So when matches closes statistically, they didn't talk like fool. Onana already commit 14 for between last season and this season at 8, but for the entire time now 14. We don't play how many years for United? We don't already commit 14. With the guy commit 17 for the entire United career. So when the guy talking more than issue, those stats are not lying.
No, but I say the reason why you are talking more than I say when you say more than now which timeline? Now which timeline you mean by modern? Now the last because United, like in the last 20 years. No, man, no say maybe in the last 20 years, Omar say about 18 years now, only 3 go pass on this. So start in one look at the last 18 years, then he's very correct. Because
now why actually
he's very correct.
He said no, he did not give a timeline. He said in Manchester he did not give it. So he's wrong. Magic was wrong. He did not give a timeline.
Yes, he talked twice. He not give timeline. The first time he talked say was in history. Then he replied talk the second time. He said recent. No, exactly. If you look at the last.
Matish, Matish no give a timeline, but Matish called the three goalkeepers them. Where if he give you the listener a timeline, he called Schmeichel, De Gea, and Van der Sar. Now the timeline that
So Schmeichel catch that today, now 40 years ago.
No, but after Schumacher, a lot of go para on the way they mess up.
No, but a lot of them when they don't come, they don't come on Manchester United.
Listen. As first team goalkeepers.
Yes. You know, say when Schumacher become, out between Schumacher and Van der Sar, United be get a lot of go para they be mess up.
No,
Tim Howard. Maybe Tim Howard they come Manchester United.
Massimo Toridey, even Bates.
The fact say Matish called those three goalkeepers them. It took as a modern era. It should say he don't define a specific timeline, right? And when you look at the stats, it not be necessarily wrong for waiting. My point about make a very nice waiting. People like Chula know the flame on and towards distraction. Either at the peak of career when at time we give a focus for start writing own stats. On a level now we give a focus for fee most. Onana is too present on the media and is going to have a negative consequence in his on-field performance. Exactly. And he already get them. Where you see he be distracted. Now, why that way, we talk about communication, I'm not say, so when we go talk, you don't pick a fight with a veteran like Matish already. Matish career already finished. It's useless trying to pick a fight with Matish or even a two. They have nothing to lose on football terms. Matish is a veteran now. You don't respond to that kind of person. You have more to lose. So, honestly, when I flame this guy towards the wrong direction. That's the truth. Now, but you that boy make him.
Thank you, Baba.
I beg. I want a 30 seconds contribution on under 17. What is the way forward? Ejab say the coach, if that we need a new coach or a better coach.
Yeah, personally,
grassroots football. 30 seconds. I make a contribution.
For me, we need new coach because I believe the current coach he try best, but that particular stage, just like my opinion, I get that we go best song, he not really show enough competence for saving maintain those guys them. When I know if it dominate Unifac before game boy even start, when I don't really score goals. Before the 1 reach 2 minutes for Marvin, I don't really score for Unifac. But they reach for that grand stage, that coordination, that chemistry, like Shula on the top, there's no chemistry, no team identity. We no get some specific play style, we rely on individuality. So I think so we need some person where you come with a good identity. But okay, now the team identity what I'm get a move play. If not take it like I will adopt, if not so, but move get a specific identity where any player will come in will follow that same pattern. At the moment, our coach not get them. So I think so we need to change coach.
I beg, I want to ask you something before we go, and then I want me Ejab and Chula answer that question. You brought up the idea of a director technique national. I don't know what I director technique national na Africa food representative or na ministry
Africa food.
Africa food. But before the current Africa football the one comes, they don't already create the direction technique national. So you don't exist since before the current Africa food.
Yeah, become
the one we did na under Africa food.
Yes, Africa food. Mbarga Jibe.
I talk say Mbarga Jibe, but if you look and find since we they create that DTN, they don't be very, very unproductive. Very unproductive. Since we they create, I don't know if that's one of those offices they will come on way. You just go now when I go take budget now, they be very unproductive. And when I then begin for the detect young talent, now they begin for organize that grassroots football for that level. Now the notion that go into the village and pick players and try to see how to integrate them.
And I believe say
we need to see their presence on the field, they.
And I believe say the reason why they were appointing Dan Banganjibe now because of the potentials. That time with Cameroon be do.
Yeah.
Other caller there, beg.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
I beg, Baba, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but before I take that caller, Ejab, which you get, I will talk about that date 18.
Which I talk the date the position be very inactive, but I believe say the appointment where they were appointing Banganjibe now because of the potentials or because of how good it be. Because back in the days where Cameroon be do well for this under 15, under 16. That time we it to be the Brazilian football school before he can get a problem with Brazil, they go join Kaisa. When Cameroon be win those Montague tournaments, now Banganjibe be boss of Brazil with 1C and Sadi. So I believe say maybe it to Africa Food or whoever make that appointment, take that into consideration. Maybe know how to spot those young talents before they bring in as data. But since they appointed data, I never ever hear of anything where they don't do. Maybe they do them behind the scenes, but I don't know.
Ejab. Eja, you know football very badly. You know, she don't even go call one see. I don't forget that coach completely. Now my coach is now for Brazil. You know football for Cameroon.
Eja, you know, c'est un jour on va prendre Nassa, on se place ici one-on-one et il doit nous raconter son histoire. Parce qu'il est là, il veut ça m'en parle des autres. Il faut qu'il nous raconte un peu son parcours là.
Mo take the caller.
Avec Malik.
Mo take the caller.
One-on-one.
Hello.
Avec Malik.
Mo take the caller. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, we dey fine. We get you.
Are you hear me, so?
Yeah, we hear you very well. One wrap up that show. So you get 1 minute for make contribution on I don't know the first topic you want to address Onana Palava.
Okay, may I talk with Palava Onana first? Okay, first of all, for when it comes to Onana, me and begin, I don't get no problem with the comment where we come out with problem. If he, because normally any player if he come and talk to you if he believe. But the problem with Onana say when you come out with that type of comment, you need to back it up. You never make some kind of comment, then the day for the game, but I don't give me no problem. Whatever comment, just the same as we want to go for a World Cup. They told Facebook come and say Cameroon will take World Cup. That's normal. He will give confidence for a team. If Onana say Manchester was better than Leon, that's normal for a player to come out and say. But also when you make that kind of comment, the other person where they come in, the other opposition team, he also will find a weak point where he knows if he hit you there. Now normal, now back-to-back things. My team coming on, he can say, oh, Onana one of the best guys. Now normal thing, now always have to respond to what Onana talk. But the main important thing I say, for understand, I say, when you play, you come for conference, you can't make those kind of comment. The next thing that you will do, I say, I need to back up the comment. And what you Onana do for that game, it make it worse. Nobody blame, no man saying Onana say me go mean like he carry it too for open him up. No man saying that people support. No. Why did he blame that the journalists where they put out the information? Now Onana, now you blew up everything. And if Marty before maybe Manchester, if Marty come out and he can talk say, oh, Onana one of the worst. Now you remind a lot of people because Marty Chavo remind a lot of people with the Onana statistics. What on a lie or not true, but majority of the statistics is true. Matitu no lie. And even when Onana come back again, he can say, oh, he don't take trophy. Man, that also not true. Martino will not mention. But the main important thing I say, when I do that back and forth, I'm not give a damn. My point I say, when I need for backup, you need for back up those comments. And Onana was a worse. He no back up his comment. He come up for before the match come, he go for back. Goalkeeper, while he try for one shot, which is okay. But come on. If you look the 2 goals Leon score, majority of the goals is now Onana before. And why not the Onana supporter? I don't know, they blame the journalists on to pay. No. Now you put yourself into that situation. Now you put yourself out there. You may not, because you first see, that's why post could be upset because you should have just shut up because you put too much pressure on yourself. And those is what happened. I cannot even back it up.
Exactly.
Everybody, look, I have no problem. It did the last that match Cameroon will play for South Africa there with that team. The day before the game, the coach for that team, you know, I forgot how they call that country again when whatever. Eswatini. The man, the coach to say, he need to fear Cameroon. It's very normal. Whatever. And first of all, he back it up. Any man who can make comment, but make sure when you make some comment, then the other one tell you to no verse. You go back the plus. You need to back up those comments day for the game. And Onana, you not back up the comment. And besides that, before that even that game, their striker was one of the worst players for Manchester United. But because of the fact that he take those 2 silly goals, they forgot about that striker for Manchester United. They forgot on Onana because now you put yourself into that situation. Maybe some other family when they didn't even remember say Onana believer messed up to her. But now because of what you don't all those stories with Martina bring up back the memories of all the crazy go the way you don't commit them. And you just put yourself into this condition and nobody's to be blamed but you, Onana, you have to blame yourself. Because first of all, you do not back up your comment. It's easy to come out to a press conference. I mean, first of all, I never get no problem with that. I didn't even know why it was even a big news. But because my own point, I say, whatever comment, why don't allow to talk with you after, before game, whatever, my point is, I need to back up those comments. And he did not do any good job about it.
Yes, I
Wow, Baba.
Exactly. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Thank you very much, man. We'll take another caller.
Thank you, Baba.
Oh, sure.
By the
Okay.
way, he say Magic no win anything. No, Magic win at least 3 Premier League
It's
titles.
3 Premier League titles.
No. He say for United.
Manchester
No,
United.
Onana not talk about Manchester United. He
No, na so he talk. Where Nasako, na so he talk. He no
Onana
talk. Na so
Manchester.
he talk. He talking about United. Say he don't win 2 trophies for United for the years. Matisse never win. He talking about United. How you go do that? Who no say Matisse don't win?
Talking
about United. Say he don't win 2 trophies for United.
Okay, so Ona realize Onana was ready for whatever fight that was coming.
Now the one talk here no. Now I talk say no be even get for respond to Matisse. If you just go play his game.
Hello? Yeah, Alpha Baba.
No,
Yeah, your network be break. We don't know why.
Yeah, let the break.
You do get me?
hello. You get me fine now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will get you now.
Yeah, once I all my for studio and all my way to watch.
Yeah, continue, Baba.
Yeah, so I want to talk specifically for the Onana team and what I want to really talk on authority. I say maybe the first time we Cameroon and they do what we they do and now for the Onana they do way they so. Same election in career become glory.
The line the break.
Okay, I beg that call away just come up for call now. Would beg you find some better position because even corner from America. Find some better position. Your network do worry. It break the call, the break for only even hear what you talk and you know see me important. But we hear what you talk. My brother B song say Onana was referring to Matik's trophies at United.
Yeah, it was on
So
United.
and something I look I'm like once you don't go out there and you make an opinion about a group of persons, you cannot tell them
how to reply
how
to
to
you.
reply. Number take that. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, would you get you clearly, Baba?
Good evening for studio.
Yeah.
Good evening.
I run the follow program for background. I see my contribute to calling.
Yeah, go ahead, Baba. Why don't you start with that one and a palava face, I beg.
When they play for Ajax, no man who heard nothing about Onana. That time he had to be in a good place. All he wanted to do was sleep football, eat football, play football, go back, focus, come back the next day. When Onana come for Inter Milan, every Cameroonian did support Onana. Every Cameroonian was talking about Onana. Onana had no issue with any Cameroonian. Every Cameroonian was Onana. Onana, what's your name? Onana, back and forth. What happened where Cameroonians they accuse other Cameroonians, they say they hate Onana. They don't form complot against Onana. What happened? There's no smoke without fire.
Yep.
That's the question we have to be asking ourselves.
Yep.
What happened when one of the best black goalkeeper currently on planet Earth, playing for one of the biggest club for football club. Cameroonians don't like it. When it was supposed to like it. We get to ask ourselves that question, Ajab. If we turn on any day, anyhow I want to be, Onana brought this to himself.
Yep.
On a normal day, Onana supposed to be like the person they worship for United because before the one score one goal, he don't make like 20 saves game after game. United are the worst team for Premier League.
Yep.
They get the worst defense. On a normal day, when ball finish, go salo on even talking at TV, go say, Papa, you try because say the ball they come for all angles because the defense is weak. But why is Onana on the news for all the wrong reason? Now Onana is self people him up for a lot of things that we no concerning.
Yep.
And that hate also the Cameroon because of the things the way he do for national team for Cameroon against Cameroon and then. We can't go to a World Cup. You are number one goalkeeper. You abandon the team. You carry your back. You go. You are putting your back against the whole country. And when it comes to football, your country, who die for Fino.
Nations Cup, you want come in your own time, you want them.
Nations Cup, you come in your own time. It's always something about you. It's always something about you. And then to make matter worse, you don't want to involve yourself for politics where you make our performance go down. Every time when you come to national team, something is going on. That is what we should be looking at. Onana brought this to himself. And also, me, I support Chelsea. I want Manchester United lost every day when they lost at the celebrate at the throw party. When they score Onana, they glad because I'm the Chelsea guy. You can't take that away from me. But when I make a post talk about Onana, any man they can't tell you, I'm not so you're not so you're ex-footballer. We are experienced. You know how footballer they react when they lost. But you know, I've been fan now. I've been fan. But when I for talk football, enjoy like any other man. They enjoy. My playing days is over. Plenty years, I don't retire already. So they want to deprive me. They want to silence me. Say I be hater. But when Onana, she don't go for press conference. Actually, I bet Samuel to na mawe help you live. Na mawe show you live. You know if you mention your name, you know be hater. You see the double standard. You see the double standard. Onana brought this to himself. But again, he's a top professional. They know how to handle all this stuff. They have people talking to them every day. He will be just fine. People will always talk and will continue for talk. They are playing against Newcastle tomorrow. If they put him for fee, he will see take go, he will see criticize. You know, stop. That's the truth. Onana brought this to himself. Just forget about media. Be quiet. Don't write nothing for your distance. Just focus on we are picking your football. Just forget about the media. You come for Cameroon, play your football, go back. Don't involve in politics. He will be just fine if he cut away all those extra stuff there.
Baba, thank you very much for that contribution.
No vex, yeah.
It vexed me, innocent. Like, seriously. People, they attack me for social media.
No vex. It's okay.
It vexed me like it's not normal. Why we're not criticizing Onana? We are criticizing Messi and Ronaldo every day. Those people don't reach your apex for football. They don't win everything winnable with football. We talk about them. Marcus Rashford was kicked out of Manchester United because of poor performance. He's an English boy. Everybody say he's too lazy. He's out. Maguire don't suffer so they criticize me. Why we not criticize about Onana? Onana is it not the number one player where he made mistake with football?
And guess what? Now the mentality that's the way me and Eddie appreciate it, especially with Cameroonians. Or just support it because of Cameroonian. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you serious? Like so.
True Lion Day every day. True Lion every day they criticize Samuel Eto'o. It's normal to criticize. For better results, you must criticize. You must call it a leader for his administration. But we not criticize Onana when a footballer, active player. Is that not double standard? That's double standard. Now, active player where he play for a professional team, he earns a lot of money. He'll be under scrutiny all the time because he's there for limelight. The mistake we make him against Lyon, boy, that mistake, that means you just give a striker boss a score. You give goals, you just take a score, put up a net, more draw the match. So he brought all these things to himself because he need to concentrate, he need to follow social media back to back. He didn't want to respond, he didn't want to talk. Run away from social media, Papa. No go talk, you can't affect you tomorrow. That's what is wrong with Onana.
Baba,
that's what is wrong with Onana.
Thank you very much for that contribution. We'll take another caller.
All right.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Baba.
And I read my brother Ashbishon and say Onana was sent away from the World Cup. The late arrival at the AFCON was authorized.
Thank you. Now the thing that I'm talking.
He was authorized.
No, when we finish, was authorized and blah blah blah. Even the World Cup, they'll not be sending away from the World Cup. I think they'll be sent away from training that day. They come up for training, they come up for field. He going for second packaging. More consider they'll be sending away from World Cup. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
There was an official whatever. Yeah. Guess what? At the end of the day, what do you do as an individual or as a player? Especially because you get people that song the way and put the way you watch them grow, you admire the etophysm. Now for make amends with them. Find place. The biggest problem Onana get and I say, Onana never ever see himself say, why some of these in the world do and be wrong. For instance, I'm going to take in Eastern Nations Cup. It was authorized for you to come that time you want come, right?
By who?
No, more.
Yes, it was authorized, innocent.
By who?
By Ofeka Food and United. Now then two decide.
Okay, more assume.
It was authorized.
Food and United, they decide say so come for so kind time. You don't count the time now. They receive you, but you not must determine say now you must play game.
That's where he was wrong. That was very wrong. Yeah.
All this what they say I'm Ofeka Food versus himself. Now for the way it really escalate. When he said to say, oh, Nama must play, start to call people them. Now for the way, this mercenaries, this part the way they get wish, they recruit you. And then he start recruiting on people them. So like my people,
should be so
okay.
you read all you
He said,
comment.
comment. But when I read my boss, he call you comment. The last partner said the boy has his fault, no doubt, but make him get facts right. When are the same thing we talk?
Yeah.
You know, I'll be sure you maybe don't read all your comments before I even respond. I'll respond for that first partner because I want to point out, say, even if you look at very well, Onana says they don't always be negligent.
Put himself on
He
that
don't always put
spotlight.
himself. For instance, how they call Abubakar say the coach pal, he pal, will not be there with it. Now Abubakar will not say the coach pal, he pal. We mean say coach they talk to you what made it happen. Onana one
They
go to it happen. But guess what? We need to see for Manchester United to do that.
Even if
Anymore.
you man Brice, you need to do that.
Remember, I said they say, oh, they recruit for Manchester United and I will play show. That one for pass ball, right? It is do am. So that's a simple thing. The way find your place where you don't say be comfortable with, do the right thing and just stay you quiet. Sometimes me, I don't feel like sometimes people Onana talk about take responsibility. Come and ask yourself, say, hey, but what did happen? Like Malik don't ask question, right? Time be there for Ajax, why be say all man be like he? Time be there for Inter, why be say all man be like he? Why be say even time we come for Manchester United for the early days, why be say all man be like you, all man be want you? Now, at what point in time?
Il est sorti de son cadre du jouer au football pour aller maintenant se mêler dans des choses. Et il se retrouve maintenant qu'une partie de la population qui le soutenait est en train de le vomir. Qu'on se dise les choses telles qu'elles sont. Parce que maintenant, on va seulement regarder que non, on ne soutient pas André. Mais comme Malik disait, il n'y a pas de fumée sans feu. Les problèmes d'Onana commencent quand il se met déjà à faire de la politique. Et quand il montre publiquement de l'ingratitude. Les Camerounais sont certes des peuples, comme on dit de nous sommes bipolaires. Mais on ne peut pas être quelqu'un qui t'a soutenu, qui t'a mis sous la lumière, même si tu trouves que ce n'était rien. Père, son père, tu es en train de jubiler quand il a les problèmes. Même les Camerounais qui ont vu ça, on dit que non, quand même ceux qui le respectaient encore un peu, qui pourraient dire que non, quand il a fait ce genre de sortie, les gens ça a clivé la population. Donc, chacun est parti dans son camp, chacun est parti dans l'autre camp.
Yep.
Donc, ce n'est pas bon. Il faudrait que, comme on dit toujours, si on te critique en dehors du stade, réponds pas tes performances au stade. Et mon conseil à André, prends-toi des communicants professionnels qui vont gérer ta communication. Et toi, tu te concentres sur le terrain. Laisse les histoires de politique de côté, laisse les guerres de clans de côté. Concentre-toi sur tes performances. Tu as fêté tes 29 ans l'autre jour. Donc, tu as encore quelques belles années de foot devant toi. Ne les gâche pas.
My brother Titi say Onana is not on social media. It's not on social media. Onana write letter. Onana make worse mistakes as a goalkeeper. Now for Ajax, it means he done the message for Ajax. By the way, we're not even for writing letter. We are just having a conversation, and most case the conversation not towards other persons, towards helping the younger ones learn. We just discuss on a situation. We don't even expect me watch. We don't even expect me react or anything. Ejab.
Yes,
More
sir.
I know you don't tire. Thank you plenty. I know so.
Thank you very much.
We'll do now 1 hour, but
Thank you very much,
we don't do plenty hours. Wait to go be a conclusion. Tell me about your wish for the game tomorrow. Young Sport versus PWD Bamenda. Tell me about your make your suggestions about the under 17, and then you conclude on the Onana matter.
Okay. I would like the game. I would like the PWD Yosa game for end as a tie. As I talk, at this was a very tight spot. I be PWD fan, but I know one Yosa for relegate. So maybe a point from both teams go 1 point each from both teams will be a fair result.
May they divide them, eh?
Yeah, made it divide them. Yeah, and then for the U17 as I talk, it wasn't all a sour story because we'll be able to pick up a few talents then, like the Mimbangs and the rest. So hopefully, like I talk, success not be only for win trophy. Success now also the consistency. If we now win trophy like they do for 2019, and then we know ever hear about any of the U17 players from 2019, then the success is partial. But if they at this time again they not be able to make them out of 10 teams, that's bad. But we'll still be able to pick out a few talents like Nimbang and the Bondoma and the tarmac. So that's good. Say maybe in the next 5 years, one day we'll see Namimbang and the boss midfield for Cameroon senior team. And then about the Onana this thing, Chula will make some comment where I feel say over make sense. If I made a droppy, because other two things made a droppy, and then next season United gets a goalkeeper that will be more competitive than Onana, so that the day when Onana enter field, he go want bring back himself to the Onana who know. So may they bring some goalkeeper away there. For me, that's where they say they want bring Suzuki from Parma on our. To me, that's not the best. I want me to bring a goalkeeper away, he get some standard. Now just say unfortunately, United have a 13th position and something. If they don't win Europa League, they don't play for Europe. So it go hard for see some high profile goalkeeper. It go hard for see some high profile keeper come for United at that level, even though they say most of them are going for the money. But at some level, if United pay some players a certain amount of money, then it means that some of those top teams too pay, and so they'll rather go for the team where they do better. So I would like me Onana be dropped. If you know be dropped next season, may they bring a high profile keeper, may come work, may come benchy, or may deploy, so that me no say at least it is for the team they happen. Because Onana don't commit so much errors this season, but the Turkish guy is still be for bench, So it shows him maybe the Turkish guy to not get level. So Onana, he get to stay away too from not from social media, from media. Social media go hard for stay for at least over too frequent for social media, but media me reduce the amount of interviews with the grant time. Focus more for the game because you see the way they play, say something be wrong, be focused. The kind of errors they make it shows say it might not be focused. So me focus more for the game. The other things that come after.
I go manage focus on game. Where he there for vested, why enter fee.
Nobody ask me say my wish. I give my wish now. You say how you do focus.
That's a good. Leave. It don't conclude. It don't conclude. It don't
go focus. Why if you say not focus?
I go do focus where I see they for vested, why enter fee. Minister quality say Onana, I don't tell me this no. I want to manage that.
Yeah. No, but the minister no there forever no. At some point the minister will come on, Mark will come on, so focus go there.
Yeah.
As Onana a good keeper. So if you always get back yourself, now good keeper. If you always get back yourself, the last 2 seasons has been sour. But as they talk, sleep no be die. So if you come back, if you always pick up yourself, then like I talk, they need somebody high profile, good keeper for challenge. Maybe they don't bring some normal small boy way. He go get 1, 2, 3 bad games. They bring Onana back. They need some person high profile way. If Onana they base like 4, 5, 6, 7 games, the day where he get the opportunity to go back for big keeper, because they get the big keeper. Sometimes the way the flops more for United, they bring that other Danish guy, one Lindegaard on Aweti. He mess up. They get take back the position. So they need to bring a high profile person who will make Onana humble. Say okay. If I not get back to my best, maybe I will loan me out to some Nice or some Strasbourg the next season. So
that second goal they score where they kick that shot, he push him back. He don't and consider that kind of goal they like 2 or 3. You remember very well. And trust me, it just shows say the goalkeeper need the work because goalkeeper the work now. I see knock that ball, so reflex action. You even see the way you go for the ball, you the attacker, you even fear for come out.
No be now you talk say you blame me for the goal. That goal I blame me.
You don't understand. When I say I don't blame me, I know blame me for the level. Say the ball pass for plenty persons them. When I just have a tongue and say goalkeeper will the train where the walk. You understand? That way he knock that ball. He first reflex. The way he go even come up or go for the ball no attack you fear. Now would they will even say okay, maybe he's slow in a walk out like that.
No,
at the end of the day, I want to address some comment.
Sorry. That boy the walk, that boy forgot about that comment. Then you always get them. I know they come and want to talk, say they talk bad things about Onana. You make Onana, you rise against it, maybe gray or come out. Just some of these comments, then that's like ignore them. Ignore them. You don't address your point about Onana and all that. If the person can ask it, you just repeat yourself again. Just leave them. But you try to talk and say Onana the trainer say no be focus. So you give a focus by limiting the way they attend media. You give limit the media participation. You give a focus on the game because United don't perform poor. They get the still come out keeper of the season or United player of the season. So it's not new. So United, although this season or the last 2 seasons, United don't really be poor. But Onana need to step up the games more. He gave a different level where they will talk say the United the mess. Now only if Onana no be there, they will be na last. He gave a be something like that. That's the way put Onana and Maguire and the rest of the same sentence.
You say man not talk nothing. Now you don't take 2 minutes talk your own thing.
No, and I know what me address that particular way they say bad things for Onana.
So you
Oh,
said
yeah.
2017, and then you talk about Nana, and then what other point we discuss?
Le
No,
derby.
the
Okay.
Debbie. Mm.
Donc,
Yeah, start that
non,
derby.
vous savez, comme je vous disais tantôt, le derby, c'est ce qui fait vivre nos championnats. C'est ce qui attire beaucoup plus le public au stade. Et souvent, l'orgueil qu'il y a avant, pendant les matchs et après pour l'équipe qui a gagné ou pas, c'est ça qui fait la beauté du football et qui nous unit en tant que peuple. Donc, le match de Yosa et PWD, moi, je suis mitigé. Exactement, je veux pas aussi que Yosa descende pour l'investissement aussi que le président met dans le club. Et en même temps, il faut aussi un beau match, qu'il y ait le vainqueur, mais je souhaite quand même que Yosa gagne pour aussi se sortir de cette zone de relégation. Si Yosa peut gagner, ce sera une très bonne chose. Même si, quelque part, il y a un petit croche pour David Pagou de PWD, mais Yosa est dans une mauvaise posture et je souhaiterais qu'il puisse se sortir de là. Donc, pour le derby, je suis pour Yosa et je leur souhaite bonne chance pour le match. Et malheureusement, ça ne va pas se jouer à Bamenda, même ça va se jouer à Bouddha. Et nous prions et nous demandons aux autorités d'essayer d'arranger les choses de ce côté-là pour que les populations puissent profiter également. Comme il y a un intervenant qui dit qu'il faut la volonté politique pour que le football même se fasse, donc on parle de ça. Maintenant, en ce qui concerne les U17, je ne suis pas d'avis qu'on doit changer le coach chaque 2 ans pour quelque chose qu'on veut de périn. Si on veut construire de périn, on laisse le temps. On a regardé et on a vu les limites. Ce n'est pas le fond de jeu qui manque, mais c'est juste qu'on n'a pas l'efficacité à mettre les buts dedans. Parce que si on marquait toutes nos occasions, on serait passé. Ça, c'est sûr. Maintenant, laissons le temps au coach de donner les automatismes à ces enfants-là. Ils apprennent à jouer ensemble pour être un bon groupe, pour créer ces automatismes-là. Si on se met, on change encore le coach, c'est pour recommencer le travail à zéro. Et pourtant, on est déjà en retard. Laissons que ce coach-là travaille pour implémenter ses idées, qui ne sont pas mauvaises d'ailleurs, quand on regarde la physionomie des matchs, qui ne sont pas mauvaises. On a besoin juste de bien finir nos actions, bien construites. On a un bon milieu de terrain. Et puis le match même contre l'Égypte, on se met en difficulté quand on prend un carton rouge d'entrée de jeu. Sinon, le match là, je ne pense pas que 11 contre 11, on aurait fait les mêmes erreurs. Donc, c'était la pression même du nombre d'avoir fait courir ces joueurs-là. Les Égyptiens ont été intelligents de jouer maintenant sur les espaces pour écarter et faire courir les Camerounais. Donc, c'est les faits de jeu qui arrivent. Moi, je suis pour qu'on garde le coach, pour qu'il continue de construire, parce qu'il a déjà un bon groupe, on a vu un bon noyau là qui continue de construire avec. Et puis, on se donne rendez-vous même d'ici 2 ans. On ne peut pas vouloir le changement immédiatement. On veut le résultat sur 2 ans, 3 ans, 4 ans. Prenons l'exemple sur le Sénégal. On a laissé le staff sénégalais travailler sur 8 ans pour avoir un trophée continental. Je crois que c'est à la 7e année qu'ils ont eu un trophée continental. Mais ils ont travaillé, on leur a laissé travailler malgré les échecs et tout ça. Donc nous, les Camerounais, apprenons la patience et apprenons à donner du temps au travail pour avoir les résultats demain. En ce qui concerne le DTN, comme Edja pointait, la génération de 98 et de 2000, mais c'est le travail de fond de la direction technique nationale. À ce moment-là, Pierre Lechantre était quitté comme coach pour aller à la DTN, pour qu'on mette Wilfried Schaeffer comme coach. Et c'est le travail qu'il a fait. Quand nous, on en a profité même jusqu'en 2006. Donc, Engelbert Mbarga est à un bon endroit. Il faudrait seulement qu'il se secoue un peu plus pour qu'on voit les résultats sur le terrain. Maintenant, en ce qui concerne le cas André, j'ai déjà dit et je le redis, André, c'est un Camerounais, c'est un compatriote. Tout ce qui lui arrive ne nous plaît pas. Contrairement à ce que les gens peuvent penser, ça ne nous plaît pas. Mais on ne peut que dire à André de laisser toutes ces déclarations-là, de laisser la presse, les médias et de se concentrer. Travaille pour que les performances parlent pour toi. Laisse la presse, laisse les réseaux sociaux, reviens sur le football. Et aussi, mets-toi hors de la politique. Et il y a aussi un aspect que nous semblons négliger. Quelqu'un pour qui tu as dit que c'était ton père spirituel, tu ne peux pas engager une guerre spirituelle et politique envers lui et tu estimes que même la nature sera d'accord avec toi. Règle ces problèmes-là. Va voir ton père, vous discutez. Peu importe ce qui s'est passé, va comme le fils prodige, vous discutez et mets toutes ces politiques-là de côté. Tu joues sur le terrain et ce sont tes performances qui seront tes plus belles victoires.
A bon entendeur, salut. I know say T Money understand French. Even if you understand it, even Ejab, see the laugh no.
No. I get on certain level for French, for understand French. Now say I know if you engage for conversation with French, but understanding is not a serious problem.
But this is a Nokia. They cut tattoo have anything.
No, and and the problem is when you cut and two half, so now so you learn. But we will shame to cut and two half. We no ever talk am. Yeah.
Well, my brothers, thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. Tomorrow we'll get Makun. If you dare available, I'll add you for the host. I beg.
Yes. The man be tell me about herself, a zombie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now which time tomorrow?
Now 2 p.m.
2 p.m.
Texas
So
time.
3 p.m.
So 3 p.m. my time. Okay, no, I should be available. I'll be available. Yeah.
Have you leave my moon a host? I mean, have you job for background? Do
Yes.
really need for, and thank you so much, bro, for what you did, not only for Toridey, but what you do for the community. Tell them again about your platform, I beg.
Nah, about talk.
I said,
you go with Silas last night.
I said, talk
me.
You go with Silas last night.
Sport talk. You just leave I used to.
Oh, it's okay. Sorry, I'm just talking about just tell them the name Abakwa Talk Sports. Sorry, we talk about football for the beautiful city of Abakwa, past and present. You know, we share memories and all that. We did Facebook, we did YouTube. Yeah, sorry.
Thank you, Baba. Go rest. You go someplace last night.
No. I'm not going any place.
Bro, thank you very much, though.
Okay.
For comment section, thank you for your contribution. Merci beaucoup pour ceux qui nous ont regardé, les commentaires. Partagez, likez, commentez comme d'habitude. Et comme on dit, on est ensemble et on va grandir ensemble.
Yes. Thank you very much.